Welcome, everybody, to the world's biggest collectors podcast, episode 5. And I got a really awesome guest with me here today. A guy that's probably got maybe the world's biggest collection. So he is a very fitting guest to have on this show. And his name is MartinezJoe. Hey, Martinez, how are you doing tonight? I see that beautiful, huge collection behind you there. Do you want to take this second to introduce yourself to everybody? Talk about your channel, your Instagram, anything you want to talk about. The floor is yours, sir.
All right. My name's Joe Martinez. My channel is MartinezJoe74 on YouTube as well as on Instagram. Been doing it for a couple of years now with my girlfriend, Marie. We do unboxings, pickups, thrifting. You know, we do what doesn't make the shelf, reviews on bad movies for people to, what to stay away from.
Yeah, a lot of those.
Yeah, we do live streams monthly as well. And on Instagram, we're always posting pretty much every day, both of us on both of our Instagrams and, of what we're watching and, also what we pick up every month and everything else.
Yep. Lots of collection videos, reviews, all that stuff on your channel. You have a great channel. So, I think I've been following you on Instagram since probably around 2017. Our first interaction, because I remember stuff and like certain people's names. I remember us talking about you remember the Dollar General glitch thing that happened? So I remember that's where I think I remember first interacting with you, and you kind of clued me into that. And then I got a whole bunch of Blu-rays from the Dollar General, and I think I ended up tagging you in that post. So, it's cool to finally meet you here live and get to talk about physical media because, that's what we do on this show. We answer questions from the chat. It doesn't have to just be physical media. We're also big movie fans as well. So if you have any, in general movie questions, you can ask us those as well. But, physical media, movies, entertainment, anything you guys want to ask, feel free to do so in the chat and we will get to it when we can, when we are able. So before we get started, though, I want to ask that if you guys are not yet a subscriber of the Mid-Level Media channel or MartinezJoe's channel, please hit that subscribe button. All of our links are in the description below, so you can check us out. And I have your Instagram and your YouTube down there. I'm not sure if you have a letterbox or a Twitter.
I have a letterbox as well. My letterbox is the same name. I don't use Twitter.
Okay, so look him up on Letterboxd. I don't have that link down below, but hit that subscribe button. Also, be sure to like this video, guys. We got about 25 people in here right now. I want every single person that's in that chat right now to smash that like button. I definitely would appreciate it. And also, turn on the bell notifications, comment in the chat, all that good stuff. But let's get into the chat and see who we got joining us here tonight. Stranger Boy was the first one in the building tonight, and he says, I owe right back to you, Stranger Boy. He said, just picked up Willy's Wonderland on Blu-ray at Target. Did you pick up Willy's Wonderland this week, Joe?
No, I haven't picked up anything this week from that are new releases for that just came out today.
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
Yeah, I watched your video and there wasn't really anything out there. Willy's Wonderland I want to pick up, but probably I'm going to wait a couple of weeks.
I was very upset that it didn't have a slipcover because I honestly probably would have bought it. I didn't love the movie. I thought it was okay. It probably wasn't like a day one purchase, but it was only 14 or 15 bucks. I was going to get it if it had the slipcover, but the fact that it didn't have a slipcover, they can go screw themselves. I didn't grab it.
Yeah, with Walmart, it's usually a hit or miss with slipcovers. And I'm shocked Best Buy didn't have it.
Yeah, I wonder if that was everywhere that didn't have the slip or if it was just Walmart. I didn't see it at Target or Best Buy, so I'm really not sure.
Yeah. I don't know.
Super Reefer is in the house, and they say hello. Hello, Super Reefer. How are you doing tonight? Maria Cordillo is in here tonight, and she says hi. Hi right back to you. Stranger Boy 101 says, favorite so bad it's good movie. Mine is Howard the Duck. That's actually a really great question to start the show with. Do you have an answer to that question? What is your favorite so bad it's good movie?
So bad it's good. It's something that's coming out on Kino Lorber, and that's Cool as Ice with Vanilla Ice.
Cool as Ice.
Yeah, it's so bad it's good.
I don't think I've ever seen Cool as Ice before. I have seen Vanilla Ice in a movie though, and that was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
Yes.
Part 2 when I was a kid. But yeah, I don't think I've seen Cool as Ice. I feel like he had a documentary in like the early 2000s. Do you remember that?
Yeah. He
Do you
had a
know that?
document. Yeah, he had a documentary, and then after that, I think recently he had those home improvement shows that he was doing
Oh,
on. I think
really?
it
I
was
didn't
on.
even know about that.
Oh yeah, he does like home remodels out in Florida now, and he was doing all this stuff on HDTV.
Really? That's kind of cool. Yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
watched HGTV in a while. I remember my wife used to like keep that on like 24/7
Yeah.
back in the day. As far as my favorite So Bad It's Good movie, I don't know. Sometimes if I like the movie, I like it, and I don't even think of it as being bad. So I guess I would say the first thing that popped in my head was Sleepaway Camp.
Yeah.
It's not a great movie, but I love it. Also Slumber Party Massacre, same thing.
Yeah.
Um,
When it
yeah, I
comes
don't
to
know.
horror, there's so many of them.
There's really so many of them. I can't. If one pops in my head, I'll a better one. I'll put it out there. Super Reefer asked, "Do you guys think they will release the Rocky trilogy on 4K?" That's a good question. I could be done if that was the only thing that I had left to purchase on physical media, and I could die a happy man. That's the release I would want. I would want the Rocky movies on 4K. Do you think it's going to happen? But I don't. You're saying trilogy like there's only 3 though. It's a whole franchise. You would have to do all of them.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen, and they're talking about a Rocky, another Rocky movie, and I heard something about rumbles about a TV show coming out. So
Oh, really?
maybe with something like that, there might be a 4K release coming in the future to promote
Yeah.
it. You never know.
They're supposed to be doing Creed 3, and Michael B. Jordan's directing it, and then they're supposed to do like a director's cut of Rocky 4, and then yeah, I don't know. I could see them doing the first Rocky by itself in 4K as like
Yeah,
a special anniversary edition or something, maybe, and then after that, maybe release the other ones, kind of like they did the Rambo movies, I guess, a few years ago.
yeah,
But yeah, I would love all those movies on 4K.
yeah.
Definitely. Movie Hunter 2020 said, "Evening, everyone. Evening, Movie Hunter 2020. Glad you could join us tonight. Dakota Buckner is in the house, and he said, does Willy's Wonderland come with a digital code? Probably. I think it's a Lionsgate release, so more than likely it does.
Yeah, if it's Lionsgate, it should have it.
I think it is. It might not be, though, but it feels like a Lionsgate title. Super Reefer says, hello again. Hello, Super Reefer. Maria Cordillo says, hi, Movie Hunter. Waving at Marie. Stranger Boy 101 says, Dakota Buckner. Unfortunately not. So it does not have a digital code, apparently. Let's see. Super Reefer said, guys, what's the best movie you guys have seen that has released this year? Do you watch a lot of the new releases when they come out, or do you usually wait until they go to physical media?
I don't go to theaters. I haven't. The last time I went to a theater was to see Alita Battle Angel in IMAX 3D because
Okay.
I was trying to see that, and then before that was the last Harry Potter film. That's how long ago. I'm not a theater goer. I'm not a people person, especially living in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
The theaters are not the greatest place.
Uh-oh, we lost Martinez. Or did you guys lose me? Either way, I'm not sure. But yeah, I will go ahead and answer until he maybe comes back. Hopefully I'm still going because I am plugged in with an Ethernet cable. So I was hoping that I wouldn't have any issues tonight. But yeah, let's see. We got him back. I'll wait until he's kind of situated down there. The best release I've seen this year is probably Nomadland. It came out on Hulu, if you want to call that a 2020 release. There you are, sir. You're back.
I don't know what happened.
Okay, so I was trying to figure out if that was you that cut out or if it was me, because last week it happened the same way. Alex cut out, and then I was here, and then when I went back and rewatched it, it was me that cut out. So I have no way of knowing like who's cutting out.
it just came up on my phone. Something went wrong, and that was it.
Yep. So I just kept rambling on like a crazy person because that's usually what I do. Let's see. Super Reefer. So have you seen anything that you would qualify as a 2021 release this year that you've liked?
I'm trying to think. The last one I saw was Promising Young Woman. If you want to consider that up.
Sure, why not? I mean, there's a lot. It kind of gets real fuzzy in there because they're also like their cutoff for the Oscars is weird because I said Nomadland, and I think that a lot of people would consider that a 2020 release, but it was released on Hulu in February, so I'm counting it as 2021. But yeah, that was probably my favorite from the year. I can't think. I feel like there was one I just watched recently that I really liked a lot. I can't think of it. I like the Wrong Turn reboot movie. I don't know if you saw that. I thought that was pretty good.
I haven't.
It's a favorite.
I haven't seen it yet. Yeah. I'm not the biggest when it comes to reboots or remakes. I'm not the biggest fan coming out of the gate with them because I look at it as especially with horror. I'm really particular of. I like for them to leave it alone and just come up with different ideas. When they have to rehash it, it kind of bothers me. So with films like that, usually it takes me a little while to open up to it. Because even like, with Evil Dead and, Hills Have Eyes and
Evil Dead is great.
I was going to say, all those remakes are great, but, with Wrong Turn and with the new Exorcist that's coming out, I'm just like,
to hell with that new Exorcist, man. No.
It's like, to me, it's complete blasphemy. I'm just like, I don't even want to even think about it. I don't want to see the trailer.
Yeah, my thing about remakes is you need to at least try to make it different if you're going to do it. Otherwise, what's the point? And you already have a masterpiece with The Exorcist. I don't know where you go with that to make it's not going to be any better. No. With Wrong Turn, though, I've never been a huge fan of those movies. So really, you didn't have anywhere to go but up. And I think that the new one is the best of the whole franchise. And it's completely different. The way they the way the villains are in the movie is different. I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's just a different scenario. Yeah,
I'm a fan of the Wrong Turn films. I like the first 4, even though, they get a lot cheesier and a lot, lower quality. And then part 6, I actually enjoyed. Me and my girlfriend both liked it.
Yeah, I might check them all out at some point. I don't own them all, though. But let's see. Dakota Buckner says, who's ready for the new Saw 4K? Are you a Saw fan?
I'm a Saw fan. I have the complete on Blu-ray, so that 4K looks nice.
Yeah, I like the cover on it. I'll definitely buy it, and it's a good price. It's only like $18, so that's another thing that makes it even more appealing. I'm going to get it. I like Saw. I like the first Saw. Some of the sequels I thought kind of just kept doing the same thing, but I don't know. I like the first one a lot.
Yeah, I like the Saw movies just because, they kept the canon and the continuity going completely through the whole entire franchise.
Yep. Movie Hunter 2020 says, fresh cup of coffee and a snack. I'm ready for the show. Awesome, man. Yeah, we're going to be here probably for a while talking some physical media movies. So yeah, just leave your questions down below, guys. Good to have everybody in here tonight. We got about 39 people with us right now. If you can, every single person in the chat, hit that like button. I would definitely appreciate it. Jared Runner is here. He says, hi. What is up, Jared? Basement Blue says, hi, guys. Wish I could stay. I'll catch the replay. Well, I appreciate that, Tony. And I know that you work very early in the morning, so I appreciate you watching. Bethany Payne is here. What's up, everybody? What is up, Bethany? How are you doing tonight? Great collection herself there. Movie Hunter 2020 says, hi, Tony. Everybody is saying hi to each other. Everybody's just so nice in the chat. They're just all saying hi. Just such a lovely chat tonight. 4K Corner, the commissioner of the Movie Collection Battle League is here. He says, hey, everyone. Blu-ray King says hi. Rob Forzis is here. Hello, movie peeps. What is up, man? Stranger Boy 101, movies you wish got a slipcover. Willy's Wonderland. I wish that had a slipcover because I would have bought it today. Do you have a movie that didn't have a slipcover and you wish it did?
No, not really. I'm not as I call them, I'm not a slip Nazi. I'm not big into I'm not big into slips.
I like
You
that
know?
term.
Yeah.
I like
the,
that
only,
term.
the only thing that I'm real particular about is the Disney 3Ds that I have. All of those, I want the slips for them.
Yeah.
And there's one I need, but I won't spend $40 on it. So
I wouldn't call myself a slip Nazi. I'll buy movies without the slip. I don't care. But when I'm buying it new, it's got to have that slip. I just,
yeah.
because if I'm paying top dollar for it, you're going to give me the slip for it. And if it doesn't have a slip, if it doesn't have a slip and I really want it, I'll get it. But I mean, a lot of my collection doesn't have slip covers, and I'm definitely not paying any more than $1 for a slip cover on eBay. I'm not getting on there and paying more than that for that. I could buy so many movies with that money, as the way I think of it.
Yeah, I need the first Toy Story, the 3D slip. It's the lenticular one, and on a website, it's like $40 for it. And I'm like, I'm not going to more than what I paid for the movie. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, you never know when it'll go down either.
Yeah.
Let's see. Bill Tyrell's here. What's up, Ken and Joe? Love the clean shave, Joe. Yeah, I did notice that you were all clean shaved tonight.
Yeah.
Don't have that beard and mustache like you usually have. Gustavo is here tonight. Says, hi, people. What is up, Gustavo? Kay is here tonight. Fellowship of the Ring or WW2? Do you get that question? What's WW2? I'm thinking World War II.
I'm thinking World War II, or is he saying Wonder Woman 2? That's the only thing I can think of, unless he means Wonder Woman 84.
He could be saying Wonder Woman 2. In that case, I would go Fellowship of the Ring all day. But if it was also World War II, I don't know. World War II was responsible. Is it, of course, we lost tons of lives at war, but it also produced tons of great movies.
Yeah.
If you're going to take it the movie route, I don't know. It's a tough question to answer. You're going to have to clarify, Kay, before I definitively answer that. Stranger Boy 101 says, do you know Cool Duder? No, I don't know him personally. I know of him. He's got a YouTube channel, but I don't know him. Do you know him?
I've talked to him in DMs, but that's about it.
Yeah,
I don't know him.
You were both in that. I forgot to put that in the damn link. I wanted to do that, but you were both in the same documentary, weren't you?
Yeah, he was the one who he reached out to me to be in it.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Do you want to talk about that for a second? Just kind of promote that a little bit. Because that was really cool when you let me know that. Yeah,
I'm going to be in a movie collecting documentary called Movie Horrors from VHS and from VHS to DVD and beyond. That it's pretty much a bunch of YouTubers talking about collecting and, where physical media is now, where is it going, what we think of streaming and everything else, talking about our collections. And there's, a ton of YouTubers that are involved in it. Right now, the pre-order is up on Grindhouse Video, and it comes out July 6th of 2021. So right now, awesome. Part YouTubers that are going to be in it are Down to Movies, Cinema Sickness, Cool Duder, Wet Movie 1, Serial at Midnight, Films at Home, and more.
All the top dogs, man. All the top dogs of the physical media world right there, at least on YouTube. So, that's really awesome. So I wish I would have remembered to put that link down below, but definitely go look that up. And after we're done, I can still put it in the link for people that watch the replay. And I'm definitely going to pre-order that myself and maybe talk about it on the channel when it comes out. That could be cool. Unwrap Them Movies is here. What's going on? Unwrap Them Movies? How are you doing tonight, man? Maria Cordillo says, what didn't make the shelf? I saw that video that you did. What didn't make the shelf? So is there stuff that you get in the mail that you don't put on the shelf? Where does it go if it doesn't go on the shelf?
Once I film it, when it goes on my small shelf, after I take my Instagram photos, anything that to me is suspect that it's not going to make it, like sometimes Dollar Tree titles, stuff like that, we actually have in my movie room. If anybody's seen my movie room collection, I have a fireplace right here, and on the hearth I have Pampers boxes that we use. Yeah. And we have stuff that I've seen that she hasn't seen, stuff that neither of us has seen. and we have it separated like that. Then I have a box for eBay, and then a box that I trade in for the video game movie dome that I send her stuff that I buy through her.
Now, let me ask you this. You just mentioned that you have a fireplace. Does it ever make you nervous to have your movie collection that close to a fireplace?
I don't. No, because I don't use it.
Okay. That is good to know. Lutula Moore is here. He says, "What's up, Mid-Level Media? What's up, Martinez Show? What is up, Lutula Moore? How are you doing tonight?"
How you doing?
Jason Edwards is here. What's up, Ken? What's up, Jason? He's a consistent commenter and watcher of the channel. I appreciate you being here tonight, man. The Blu-ray King, when you've done all the steps before you're told to. Thank you, man. I'm assuming you're talking about liking the video and everything. I appreciate that. Eddie S is here. Hey, Ken. What is up, Eddie S? How are you doing tonight, man? Gustavo says, the best Blu-ray HDR, Lucy. Would you agree with that? I've still never seen Lucy. I've still never seen that movie.
Lucy is a good movie. To me, if you're talking HDR, to me, reference worthy is, if anybody's seen it, is the Alita Battle Angel. It is one of them that has a great Atmos track and has a great 4K visual. That, I've seen reviews of people that put the Blu-ray in thinking it was the 4K and was blown away by the visuals on it, not realizing they weren't even watching the 4K. They watched the Blu-ray.
Yeah, that is kind of nuts, to be honest. I had that experience happen to me recently when I watched something on Blu-ray. I was like, this is like HDR quality. I cannot remember what the hell it was. Oh, The Great Gatsby. The Great Gatsby looked freaking incredible on Blu-ray. I thought I was watching a 4K. But we do have a super chat here in from Tiana Loves Movies. And thank you, Tiana. I appreciate you with the super chat, donating to the channel. Always appreciative of that. And she asked, favorite Tom Hanks movie? I'm still doing my marathon of the month. And yeah, I have noticed that. Definitely go follow Tiana on Instagram. She does great movie-related content, has a great collection as well. So favorite Tom Hanks movie, that's hard. That's real hard. It's hard not to say Forrest Gump, but I think that I like his other Robert Zemeckis movie, Castaway, a little bit better. I think I like Castaway a little bit better. I
was going to say the same thing. I was going to say
Great
Castaway.
minds think alike. Yeah, I love Castaway. I love Forrest Gump too. It's a staple from my childhood, but yeah. I got to go Castaway. I love that movie.
Castaway is mine. If I had to pick like one that's, I wouldn't say underrated, but one of his lesser talked about films is That Thing You Do.
Yeah, no, I have not seen that one, so I need to go back and watch it. But yeah, Castaway is it's him at his best, in my opinion, because he's all alone in that movie. He only has himself to play off of, and a dodgeball or a volleyball the whole time. And yeah, he's just great in that movie. Let's see. Jason Edwards says, I got the Sandlot with Slip at Best Buy for $4. Awesome. I think I got the Sandlot with that retro VHS slip that they did at Walmart a few years back.
Yeah. The one that I have has the slip that looks like the baseball.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That sounds actually cooler than mine. Cinema Man is here. Hey, Joe and Ken. What is up, Cinema Man? How are you doing tonight? First time I'm seeing you in my chat, so I appreciate it. O'Shea Gaming is here. He says hi, and then he says hi again, and then he says hi one more time. So that is 3 highs from O'Shea Gaming. Now, I definitely appreciate all the highs. Marie Cordillo says, spoiler, 10 books, Joe. Did you spoil something?
I don't think I did.
She's saying that you did, and she might know. Let's see. Jeff Assassin says, what is your favorite horror movie from the 1980s? That's another freaking hard one right there. I mean, my second favorite horror movie of all time is The Shining, and my first is The Exorcist. So I got to go The Shining because I was in 1980. Yeah, The Shining. That's a tough one. The 80s is. Do you think the 80s is the best decade for horror, or would you say it was something else? I
would say 80s is the best decade of horror, and I would say 81, 82 is probably the best years. My favorite movie of all time is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's a 78 film. For 80s, man, that's a tough one.
70s is a great decade for horror. Like, it has tons of like masterpiece horror films in it, but the 80s is just like pure horror goodness, and I don't think any more horror movies came out than in that decade. 81, I agree, is a freaking fantastic year.
Yeah,
Friday the 13th Part 2, Halloween. What was it? Halloween 2 in 80? Yeah, Halloween 2 is in 81. Yep. The Howling was in 81. American Werewolf in London was in 81. That was a great year for horror.
Yeah, that's a tough one for me to answer. I would have to go with the first, Friday the 13th if I'm gonna talk, more of a mainstream horror.
I mean, that pretty much set the tone and the pace for the 80s as far as horror. Yeah, to be honest. I mean, Halloween kind of, I wouldn't say created the slasher, but kind of brought it more into the mainstream. But Friday the 13th really took that concept and ran with it.
Yeah.
Super Reefer says, the feeling when you want to buy a 4K movie, you really want, but there is no slip. It's a terrible feeling. O'Shea Gaming says, 80s. Lutula Moore says, 4K Corner, what's up, man? Unwrap That Movie says, what movie started your whole collection? That's a good question. Do you remember the movie that started your whole collection?
For DVDs was I remember going to BJ's. I bought an open box DVD player there, and the first 3 movies I bought was Fast and the Furious, Legally Blonde, and A Beautiful Mind. I bought them all at the same time. Those are my first three that I bought.
I don't know if I could pick my DVDs out and tell you where I started with those. I remember like the first DVDs that I had with my family when I lived at home. I think we got a DVD player in 2000. Mm-hmm. And I remember having Mission to Mars. It was one of the first ones I had. And I had Mission Impossible 2. And that's still one of the reasons why I know Mission Impossible 2 is not a great movie. And a lot of people say it's the worst, but I still like it a lot because I remember that being one of my first DVDs and I just watched it all the time. I'll go, but Blu-ray, I remember getting Cloverfield, Tropic Thunder, X-Men Origins, Wolverine, and Terminator Salvation on the same trip. I think that Black Friday was like 2009 or something. So that's how my Blu-ray collection started.
I didn't start collecting Blu-rays till the year that Avatar came out. I'm trying to remember what year that was.
2009.
2009 is when I started collecting Blu-rays. I bought a 3D TV player. And I bought Avatar, and that was the first one I ever bought.
Yeah, and 3D was huge back then.
Yeah.
2009.
Hopefully it comes back.
Yeah. Let's see. The Blu-ray King says, I might go buy Willy's Wonderland or Willy's tomorrow at Best Buy. I didn't see it at my Best Buy. I saw nothing at my Best Buy today. Nothing at all. Latilla Moore says, Unwrap the Movies. What's up? Mr. Dingo said, my favorite so bad it's good movie is Ready to Rumble. Love that movie. I wouldn't even say that's a bad movie though. I like that movie. But yeah, I guess you could say that. Organically, Michelle says Joe looks like Seth Rogen since he shaved. So I guess that's a compliment. Seth Rogen's a very notable comedian. Lutula Moore says, my bad, all capital letters, unwrap them movies. What's up? Jason Edwards says the TV show is a prequel. S Nunja says, what's up, Ken and Joe? Sitting in line for some popcorn chicken, but I'll be home soon with some questions. Awesome, man. Where you at waiting in line for popcorn chicken? I only imagine it's the theaters. Let's see. Mr. Dingo says, or Movie Trains and Studios is here, says hello, or Hinlo. Hinlo Movie Trains and Studios. Movie Dingo says, I found Kick-Ass 2 on Blu-ray for $3. That's a good find. That is a good find. I only own Kick-Ass 2 on DVD still. And that's only because I got it like Black Friday at Walmart. Dakota Buckner says, do you guys think that all the Saw movies will be on 4K one day? That's a good question. Probably not this year, but maybe. I don't know. Do you think that'll happen?
I honestly don't think it would happen, but you never know. You can never say never.
They tend to only do the first.
Usually
in the franchises.
Yeah, usually the first. So, and Jigsaw already had a 4K, so.
Yeah, because we only got the Halloween in 4K, the first one of that. We haven't got a Nightmare on Elm Street 4K. We haven't got a Friday the 13th 4K. So they don't go to the horror a lot, at least for the franchises, to do the 4K releases. So I'm not sure if we'll see that or not. Jason Edwards says original Rocky is on 4K streaming with Dolby Vision on Vudu. Yeah, what's your thoughts on that? Just the fact that they're putting all these movies on 4K on streaming before they do physical media.
Because more people right now are doing well, except for collectors. Most people do streaming over anything else. I think just a regular average watcher. So I think that's why they're doing more 4Ks that way. It's a lot cheaper than because with the way the market is with selling, it's 4Ks are around 3% of what sells compared to DVDs and Blu-ray. So it's still a really niche market. So they don't want to put a lot of money into it. There's a lot of for a while Australia even stopped selling 4Ks just because they weren't selling.
Yeah, it feels like a big deal for us because we're all in this like collector physical media bubble. But like outside the world, like DVD's still what, 65% or something like that?
Yeah, it's close to 63, 64%, almost 65.
I'll be out in the stores shopping and in the Blu-ray section. I'll just see people walk up and they'll just grab DVDs like it's nothing. That's what they grab. That's what they're used to. People don't.
I was gonna say I still, even to this day, I still like you. I still buy DVDs. To me, not everything has to be in high def. I'm really particular with how I buy stuff, just because with money and the way things are spent. If it's a high CGI movie or something that's a really good action movie, I'll try to buy it in the best quality ever. Yeah. But sometimes certain movies, it's like I don't really need to spend $20-something on the Blu-ray. I'll just buy the DVD. If I really, really like it, I'll upgrade it. Later on in the future, if I find it for $5-6 on a Black Friday or used.
Yeah, you don't need a movie like Joe's Apartment in 4K.
Exactly.
So
I just picked that up on DVD.
Did you? That's weird that I said that. Then because it just popped in my head. Maybe I saw it in one of your videos. Is why I thought of it. To be honest, but let's see. Wayne's World 2 is what I found in Big Lots, and I almost grabbed it the other day because I don't even have the first Wayne's World on anything other than VHS, and I love those movies. And I thought about grabbing Wayne's World 2 because I literally have seen it nowhere else.
Yeah.
Gustavo asks, which UHD Blu-ray movies have the best image quality for you? Do you have a good answer for that?
I'm still going to say Alita. Yeah. That's, to me, that's that. And I would say a lot of the war movies look really good in 4K. Yeah. Transformers, the last Transformers as well, and Bumblebee.
Yeah, the movies aren't the greatest, but they do look good in 4K. 1949 looks really great, and Tremors looked incredible in 4K. I still can't get over how good that movie looked in 4K. Movie Hunter 2020 said, "We lost Joe's connection. You are still live." Well, yeah, that was about 20 minutes ago. We got some catching up to do here. Maria Cordillo says, "Promising Young Woman." Yeah, that was the movie you said for best of this year so far. Blu-ray King says, "Have you got News of the World yet?" I have not. I haven't seen that yet, and I need to. It was just too much to buy brand new, so I didn't buy it. I'll buy it eventually, though. Did you get that one yet?
No, to me, it's not a day one pickup.
Yeah, same here. Same here. Maria Cordillo says, "Alita in 3D our only movie we saw in theater. Fun fact." Yeah, that's interesting. I want to go back to that a little bit. So you don't go to the movies very often.
Nope.
So you're like really hardcore physical media to your core. Like,
yeah,
you stay at home.
I don't even stream.
Yeah, this whole thing with quarantine just didn't affect your movie watching habits whatsoever.
No, I don't go to the theaters. I don't stream. I don't have cable. I have everything I need in this room.
Yep, you're right, sir. I mean, with a collection like that, why would you need to? Rob Forsey says, "For me, the best movie I've seen this year was Saint Maud. I still have not seen that. I keep forgetting to watch it. I do want to see it. Have you seen that one yet?"
No, I wanted to get the Region B Steelbook out of the UK, but I didn't. I think it's end of May, middle of June. They're supposed to be coming out with a US release. So when that comes out, I'm going to be picking it up.
Yeah, definitely, because it's A24. I'll buy anything that's A24. I'll get Minari, and I don't care if I know nothing about it. Just the fact that their name's on it, I know it's going to be at least interesting.
Yeah, Minari for me is going to be a pre-order.
Yeah, definitely going to grab that one. Hopefully, so you're saying St. Maud's supposed to come out in May? Yeah, I was wondering what was up with that.
End of May, beginning of June, they were talking about a US release.
I was gonna rent it, and I was looking for places to rent it, and then I heard it was on like Epics for free or something on some streaming service, but I still haven't got around to checking it out. Nitrum Jervo says, "Hey guys, what is up? How you doing tonight?" Martinez, what are your top 3 favorite directors? Asked Sydney Eubanks. That's a great question.
My favorite director is Dario Argento. I'm a big Dario Argento fan. I have all of his movies. I love his movies. After that, I'll have to say Steven Spielberg and Christopher Nolan. I like Christopher Nolan films as well. The only one I never cared for was Memento.
That is a very good list. Yeah, Dario Argento, somebody I'm just I've watched 6 of his movies now. And I got a couple more coming, like we talked about I think a couple of weeks ago. He's a very interesting filmmaker. There's a couple of his movies I didn't like as much, but maybe I need to watch it because I didn't love Suspiria when I first watched it. I love the music in it. I love the atmosphere and the tone of it. But I thought just the fact the voice dubbing and stuff, and the performances felt very off and wonky to me. And I didn't think it had. It has all this build up on the ending. And for me, it didn't hit for me on the first time. It has a great opening, but like the ending didn't hit for me. And then I've seen it like 4 times since, and every time I watch it, that movie just keeps like burying itself into my consciousness, and I just think about it for like days after. And visually, it's one of the best looking horror films too. It looked fantastic in 4K.
Yeah, it's a stunning film.
Yeah, I do love it more and more every time I watch it. But Tenebrae is still my favorite Argento.
Mine is Deep Red.
Yeah, I love Deep Red too. That was a really good one. The Horror Punk said, just finished watching Willy's Wonderland. Well, what did you think, man? Let me know. That was a wild movie for sure. Can I come on for World's Smallest Collection? Sure, man. You can come on. It just because that's the title of the show doesn't mean you have to have the biggest collection to be on the show. I'll put the criteria for coming on the show at 10 movies. If you have 10 movies in your physical media collection, you can come on the world's biggest collectors. Let's see. Physical Media Man is here. What is up, man? Good to have you here. If you could challenge each other in an event, what would it be? If we could challenge each other in an event, I guess, I don't know, the movie collection battle? What else are we going to challenge each other in?
I would say the movie collection battle.
Yeah, you would mop the floor with me. For one, your collection is much bigger than mine. And for another, I don't have very much luck in the movie collection battle league. I am 0-3 right now.
But it's like when I played it, it comes down to finding it. Exactly. Finding it and picking a title that people actually like. Because that's to me, that's the biggest strategy. Some of the films that I picked, it's something I wouldn't normally pick, but I think that's what people would have wanted to see.
And then there's getting over the hurdles of what people think are in what genre. You know what I mean? Like, is this a Western? Is this a comedy? Does this qualify as fantasy, sci-fi, horror? Like, all this different stuff is the stuff that I ran into.
You know, Country for Old Men. That'll live in infamy. That'll live in infamy. It's a Western to me.
It's a modern Western.
That in your Waterworld will live in infamy with you.
It will. Look, Waterworld, I'll admit, it's not very much of a fantasy movie. I get that. But also that question was box set or fantasy. So I still met one of the criterias.
I messed up with mine when I picked Fellowship of the Ring because I thought he meant worst movie that opens up a franchise. So I was thinking he meant the first movie in a franchise, and I'm looking around and I'm trying to think, and that was the closest thing to me, so I pulled it. But, you know.
And to be fair, those are all great movies. So if you think that Fellowship is the weakest of that trilogy, I don't really think that's a very outlandish thing to say. And now, if you're including the Hobbit movies in that, maybe. But the trilogy, I mean, it's not my weakest one. I still think that Return of the King is my least favorite. It's still a great movie, but it is my least favorite. My favorite's The Two Towers, which a lot of people would say is the weakest. I just love that Helm's Deep battle. Maria Cordillo says, Blu-ray King, you got to start somewhere. Yes, you do, man. And you got to get some Al Pacino in your collection, too. This kid didn't have no Al Pacino in his collection.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, no Serpico, no Dog Day Afternoon, no, Scarface the least.
I need to get Dog Day on Physical Man. I love that movie. And Scarface,
I love that movie.
You'll know what I think of it this week because I'm going to be doing a review of it. So
I'm waiting for that.
Preddy said, congrats on the first, Ken. Couldn't join the live. Great to see you. Awesome to have you here, man. The Blu-ray King says, what did you think of the Hitman Bodyguard 2 trailer? I didn't watch it. Did you watch that today?
No, I saw when it dropped, and I didn't get to watch it. I was busy at work, so I never got to.
You saw the 100 reaction videos go up on YouTube.
I saw that, but I haven't, like I said, I haven't watched it yet. It'll probably be something I'll watch tomorrow early.
Yeah, I don't love watching trailers. It just, most of the time they just reveal too much and I don't really want to know anything. If it's something I'm already sold on, I don't need the trailer. And if it's something I'm not sold on, just give me like a poster, some images. And I'm more sold on like who's in it and who's directing it than I am like a trailer. I just don't need that.
I say the same thing in my videos. When it comes to what I buy, the cover art is what pretty much sells me on a film and who's in it. With movies, I like to go in blind. I don't like to read synopses. I don't like to look at trailers. I like to be surprised with films. And a lot of times, films that blow me away, are films I never even heard of. And sometimes, because of me staying away from things like that. Yeah,
exactly. Exactly. I mean, I do watch trailers. It's just, I don't always like it. Sometimes I feel like I have to just because I have a Instagram. I feel like I should comment on stuff, but if I can stay away from it and get away with it, I will. 4K Corner said, can't wait for Spiral. I'm looking forward to it too. Sarah Martinez is here. She says, hey, everyone. Hey, Sarah, how are you doing tonight? Leave us a question down below in the chat. Maria Cordillo says, onward. Mr. Dingo said, can't find that new Mortal Kombat Steelbook at Best Buy. I'm facing the same issue, man. I couldn't find it either, and it upsets me every single day. I wish I could find it. Were you able to get that?
No. Around here it was sold out. Sold out 250 miles around me.
Yeah, I don't know if I just missed it or what was going on, but Movie Maniac's here. Hi. Hey, what is up, Movie Maniac? How are you doing tonight? Kay says Wonder Woman 1984 versus Fellowship. Okay, definitely Fellowship.
Yeah,
Fellowship. Was that the question? Did somebody bring up Wonder Woman 1984 versus your Fellowship?
Well, that's what. No, she was. That was the question for earlier for the WW2 that we didn't know what she meant.
Okay. Well, yeah, I know that. I just didn't know if they were saying that because they're commenting on your battle.
No.
Fellowship. Was Wonder Woman 1984 a thing in your battle? I didn't remember.
No, it wasn't even mentioned in our battle.
Okay. Let's see. We got another little super chat here. Film Geek says, what's up, Ken? Thoughts on Army of the Dead trailer? Well, first off, thank you for the super chat, Film Geeks. I do appreciate that. And second, I can only comment on the first trailer. I watched it, and I thought it looked like Dead Rising, the video game. And I'm excited to watch it. I'm definitely going to check it out. Another zombie movie. Looks fun, but I didn't watch the trailer that came out today. And I'm assuming, based on our previous conversation, you did not watch it either, Martinez.
No, yep. I saw the first trailer. I haven't seen the new one yet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it. And, it's coming on Netflix, though. Are you going to be able to watch it?
No.
Yeah.
If it comes on Netflix, I won't watch it. You
have to wait for that Stinky Tuna release.
I was gonna say I'm one of those I buy from Sticky Tuna. I'm a member of the tuna train. So
I have not bought anything from them yet. I've heard both good and bad things. Are they still around though? I thought I heard that they went
They're
under or something happened.
no, they're still around right now. Their website, they kept it open for people to sign up for a tuna train. If you go on, not on your phone, but you have to go through a desktop or in desktop mode on your phone, on the bottom right hand corner it says tuna train. When you click on it, you have to ask to be signed up, and then they actually review you to see if they'll allow you to be accepted into it. Then once you're accepted into it, they send you a link for an app where you can buy. There's over 21 pages, over 300 titles that they have now.
How much do they usually run at?
Right around $14. Some of them are a little bit, some of them are a little bit more.
There are some that I would want. Like I would want Gerald's Game. Off the top of my head, that was one of the first Netflix movie I remember.
Yeah,
really
I have
enjoying.
that one. They released that in a double feature as well. Gerald's Game and
Hush.
It was 14.
I was thinking of Flanagan's other one. Was it 1922?
Yeah, 1922, and Gerald's Game is in a double feature. I have it in my collection.
Yeah, those were good movies, and I'm trying to think of another one. I would want Extraction too. I thought that was a really cool action movie. It came out a couple of years ago. So yeah, I'm assuming you've seen a lot of the Netflix originals from your physical media purchases from Stinky Tuna, then, right?
Yeah, I've seen a good amount of them. I've seen both babysitter films. I've seen a bunch of different ones that I've bought. Christmas Chronicle one. I haven't seen the second one. My girlfriend did, but I didn't get to watch it. I just watched. The second one. Yeah, I just watched Ritual recently. Hush, I still have sealed somewhere.
Hush was really good. That was a really
but I haven't watched
original take on the home invasion thriller that I think they've emulated a couple of times since. But she's deaf and he's trying to break in. That was a good movie. Bride of Chucky is better than Toy Story 4. I mean, Toy Story 4 is the weakest one of the franchise for me, but I still don't think it's Bride of Chucky's better than that. But I don't know. What's your thoughts on Bride of Chucky, Martinez?
I like Bride of Chucky, but Toy Story 4 is still way better.
Yeah, it's a goofy movie. 4K Corner Spiral looks good. I feel as it will reignite the franchise. Maybe. Depends on how it does when it comes out. If you shop online for movies, what sites are the best at shipping movies undamaged? I heard Best Buy was good. Amazon is a no-no. Yeah, Best Buy's pretty good. What would you say to that?
Amazon, stay away from. I say Best Buy, stay away from.
I only ordered from Best Buy last year at the beginning of the quarantine because Amazon was taking a month to ship stuff, and Best Buy would get it to me really fast.
Best Buy gets it to you pretty quick, but they used to. I remember when I bought back in the day, when I bought Rogue One Steelbook, when I pre-ordered that, it came in a box with bubbles. Now they just come in padded envelopes, and I've had Steelbooks damaged, cases damaged that I've had to return. Unless I buy big box sets, then they'll ship it in the box. But when it comes to shipping, if you want horror, I would say Diabolique DVD, Grindhouse Tampa. They're really good because all their stuff goes to collectors. I mean, they inspect every steelbook, and if they get damaged ones, they never ship them out to customers. Another place that I buy a lot from is Bull Moose. They're local to me. They have 7 stores in New Hampshire and in Maine, but they ship everywhere. Plus, and they have a rewards program that, sometimes you get free money on movies and shipping. So
there's Bull Moose and there's Hamilton Books. Those are the two ones that I haven't dove into yet. I've been on the sites, I just haven't ordered from. And Grindhouse is the first time I ever ordered from when you sent me that link. So hopefully everything. Now, do you think that I'll get those arrows with slipcovers that I ordered? Are they that good? Are they able to get the slipcovers, or will they probably not have them?
It's the only time with arrows, the only time you get the slipcovers and the booklets is usually on the first run of the movie. So if it's a newer movie and it came with a slip like Mallrats, if you ordered Mallrats, probably that's still on the first run. So it'll still have the booklet and everything. Yeah. But once you get into, the second run
stuff with a slipcover.
No, that's not going to happen because even with me, I can see the stuff from here above me. You know, I bought it last year on the MVD Arrow sale, and I didn't get it with a slip.
Yep. I mean, it's the lesson you got to learn. I mean, if you want the slipcover, you got to buy it when it comes out first run.
Yeah.
But every now and then you'll get lucky. I did want to get back on there and get Mallrats and the 2 Hellraiser movies. Blu-ray King says, "Dang, want to let me into the documentary? LOL, youngest collector." Yeah, he is pretty young. I don't know if you're the youngest collector, but you might be there. Dakota Buckner says, "What did you guys think of the new Army of the Dead trailer?" We already answered that one. Both thought the first one was good, but we didn't see the one today. Vinny Conrad says, "Do you open all your physical media?" No, I don't. I still got some wrapped, but I think you mentioned earlier that you still have some wrapped, so I don't think you do either, right?
No, I have some wrapped. The only time I ever open them is if they have digital codes because I sell them.
Yeah, I don't ever see the need to open it unless I'm either getting the digital code out because I'm doing a giveaway or something, or maybe I want to take a picture of it and it just looks better with the plastic off, or I watch it. Other than that, it stays wrapped until I watch it. So yeah, I still got stuff that's wrapped.
Well, another one that I open is anything from Big Lots or Dollar Tree, just because of the bar scan on the back. They put those big stickers. And the app that I use for my phone to categorize my movies is through barcodes. So I need to get to those barcodes. So those I actually open.
Okay, cool. Maria says, "Yes, New Mutants didn't make our shelf. It doesn't deserve to. No, we don't, Vinny. Vinny Conrad said, "Gemini Man, best 4K picture quality ever." I think I watched that in Blu-ray. I don't think I watched it in 4K, but I can see how it would have the best 4K picture quality for sure. Hey, everyone. Hey, Ken and Joe. What is up, Info Movies? How you doing tonight? The Blu-ray King says, "New Mutants was okay. I'll pick it up on Black Friday. FYI, I had a big list of stuff for BF as last BF. I spent over $500 because there's cheap, and as a kid, that helps me. So New Mutants is to my list. Black Friday would be the only way I would buy that. I would probably wait for the Dollar Tree, to be honest with you.
New Mutants was, I got it on 4K used. We watched it, and I sold it to a subscriber dirt cheap. I think I sold the 4K with the slip, but I think it was $3 just because it was a subscriber, and I didn't want it in my collection. He wanted it.
I can't believe you did that to him. That's like passing around the Ring tape. They're gonna die after 7 days after watching that.
That movie was horrible.
It was. I went back to the theater to see that after not going for 5 months, and then I didn't go again for another 8 months after that. I was like, it was just a horrible experience. Yeah, cool to be back in the theater, but the movie was horrible. Blu-ray King says, "Nah, Forrest Gump is my all-time favorite movie." Yep, it's a great movie. Mr. Dingo said, "Are there any 4K players that doesn't need to be connected online in order to watch a movie you own? Was about to buy one, but didn't after hearing you need online 24/7 to watch movies." You don't need online connection to use a 4K player, I don't think. I mean, mine's not hooked up online. Let's see. Physical Media Man says, "Present. Rev 4K is here. What is up, Rev 4K? How you doing tonight? What's up, Ken and Joe?" And for movies, what are a few of your favorite movies released in the last few years, 2018 to today? That's a good question. I'd probably have several answers for you. Do you have any ones that stick out to you?
One that we just talked about was Promising Young Women, was one that I really liked. Alita Battle Angel, again, I'm going to bring that one up. The Avengers films. I'm trying to
But
think.
you didn't like Avengers enough to go see it in theaters, did you? You missed all 4 of those in theaters. Damn,
I didn't watch any of them.
You are one of a kind. You are one of a kind, sir. I like it, though. I like that you're different like that. That's interesting.
I'm a nut duck.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say 2018, Infinity War, Spider-Verse, Bohemian Rhapsody I loved. 2019, I would go Parasite, Uncut Gems, 1917, Doctor Sleep, Love all those movies. Last year, Bad Boys for Life. I really love Soul. Yeah, I'd say those are all be at the top of my list for 2018 through today. No Midland.
Parasite, yeah. Parasite was amazing. We both love that as well.
Yeah, it's an incredible movie. Stunning film.
Yep.
Cinema Main says, favorite actor in your favorite movie of theirs? That's a good question. Do you have an answer for that? That's a tough question to answer. I still don't know who my favorite actor is.
My favorite actor is Gary Oldman.
That's a good pick. What's your favorite? Say Air Force One. Say Air Force One.
What, his favorite film? Leon the Professional.
Yeah, he's the villain. I still haven't seen that movie. I need to see it. He's the villain in it?
Yeah. Once I saw him in that role, it pretty much sealed the deal. Him and Daniel Day-Lewis. Because I love Gangs in New York. Yeah,
that's one I haven't seen in a long time. But first Gary Oldman movie I saw was definitely Air Force One. I remember seeing that in theaters.
I think the first one I saw was Sid and Nancy. I think it was.
I keep seeing that in Dollar General, and I don't pick it up.
Pick it up.
I think I need to.
Pick it up.
I'll say Tom Hanks in the same answer that I gave earlier, Castaway. How about that? Or Leonardo DiCaprio and Django. They're both at the top for me. 4K Corner said, Mr. Dingo, that is not true. I haven't ever connected mine to Wi-Fi. Yeah, I didn't think that was true. The Blu-ray King says, I feel ashamed to say my first movie was SpongeBob doing Out of Water 2015 Xmas, LOL. You don't have to be ashamed of that. If that was your first movie, that's your first movie. I mean, mine was X-Men Origins Wolverine. Everybody craps on that one all the time. Mr. Dingo said, went to the dollar store for a toilet plunger, came out with movies, story of a movie tramp, LOL. Yeah, that is true. And for movies says, my first DVDs were Final Destination and Romeo Must Die. Blu-ray was X-Men. 4K was The Great Gatsby. Yeah, I imagine that was a good transfer for sure. Okay, cool. Thanks, 4K Corner. Andrew Payne is in the house. What is your favorite animated movie outside of Disney? Mine's Spider-Verse. Do you have one?
I would have to say Spirited Away.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't gotten into the Ghibli titles yet.
Yeah, that and Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah, I promised AJ from AJ Reacts, I don't know if he's watching, that I would do an anime month and really dive deep into anime, and I have not done that yet. But I plan to this year. 2021, I'm going to watch some anime movies. I promise. Cinema Main says, my first two Blu-rays were The Dark Knight and Serenity. I still haven't seen Serenity or Firefly, so I'm not familiar with those movies. I got the Saw 1 through 8 and Fast 1 through 7 set for $35. Good deal. Yeah, that's 15 movies for $35. So yeah, it's a pretty good deal. Do you like Black Friday? Sure. You get a lot of stuff for cheap. You a fan of Black Friday?
I'm out there right when the stores open.
Are you? That's another question I was going to ask you. I don't know if anybody else is. Do you think that you have acquired most of your collection from online or in stores? Do you like doing in-store hunting and getting stuff from online?
I'm pretty much a 50-50. A lot of my collection I've bought in store originally. More now I buy online and pretty much thrifting or getting it from other collectors that, sometimes I have friends that are other collectors that will buy huge bulk deals and say, hey, I'm keeping these, I have all of these. Are you interested in anything? And we'll make deals and stuff like that. That's sometimes how I get a good chunk of my collection.
That's how you acquire a collection like yours, man. You're doing the wheeling and dealing and the trading.
You have to.
Yep. Movie Maniac says that my first Blu-ray was The Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. I think I have that. I got it from Big Lots. I wish they had the first two Mummies in Big Lots because I really want those on Blu-ray. Those need 4Ks, to be honest. Those really need 4Ks. Bethany Payne says, what were you going to say? Go ahead and say it.
I was going to say, I have the Steelbook collection of it on Blu-ray, but 4K would be nice.
Yeah, I think but you can leave the third one out, but I want the first two on 4K for sure. Bethany Payne says, "What is your favorite slasher that is not a part of a franchise?" That's a really good question, and I will say Night School because I watched that last year. It's from Warner Archive, and it's one of the best slasher movies I've ever seen. I was blown away by that movie, and it has such a generic title, so you wouldn't really think anything of it when popping it in. But yeah, I love that movie. Do you have an answer for that?
I would say I'm going to go more obscure because I think it's a movie that people should watch, and it's Bay of Blood. That's from 1969. It's considered pretty much the first slasher. I brought it up to you, I think, recently, and it's a great slasher film, and a lot of the kills were, I would say, Friday the 13th. They were inspired by that film. That's how I'll leave it.
What did you say that was in 1966?
1969.
1969.
It's a Mario Bava film.
I will have to check that out at some point for sure. Movie Maniac says, "Hi, Pains." Info Movie says, "Hi, hey, Movie Maniac." Side Hustle Cinema says, "I can't believe you liked Willy's Wonderland. It was so bad. It has no story. The main character doesn't speak." It was fun. I mean, I don't know. I would say I liked it mildly. I mean, I didn't love it or anything, but it was a fun watch. Let's see. Blu-ray King says, "I don't buy DVDs because the case is too big. LOL. I don't care about the HD or whatever, but it's a plus." Yeah. How do you feel about DVD cases versus Blu-ray cases? Which one do you like the best?
I like Blu-ray cases just because same thing. DVD cases take up more room, but I like the older DVD cases just because they have more heft and they're not these cheap eco cases, because to me the cases are just getting worse and worse pretty much on both. That's why so much gets damaged nowadays.
Yep, I agree. I mean, I get really nostalgic when I hold a DVD case. I don't know what it is. Same thing with a VHS tape. I don't want to put those on my well, I say I don't want to put them up on my shelf, but I have like a few of them behind me.
I have mine over there in the corner on the bottom shelf.
Yeah, just for background decoration. Hi, Bethany. I watch your vids as well. Awesome. Vids, not Vita. Oh, sorry. Shrimp-a-Man's here. Says cliffhanger. Tiana loves movies. Are you guys going to be checking out The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard? I'm excited. Love the first one. Yeah, I remember watching the first one, and it was okay. But yeah, sure, I'll watch the sequel. I didn't love it, but I'll watch the sequel. What are your thoughts on that first one?
The first one, I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was nothing great. And when I first saw the name of the trailer today, the first thing that popped in my head was, is this going to be another Taken franchise? Just because it felt like Taken all over again. First it was his daughter, and then it was his wife, and I'm like, it seems like it's a carbon copy.
It's just that when you have two people like Samuel L. Jackson and Ryan Reynolds, like you just expect a certain level of quality. Like, you're just expecting like some really witty banter between the two of them. Yeah. They just have such larger than life, charismatic personalities, and to just have an okay movie was disappointing. Rob Forsey says, "The best looking 4K movie I own is 2001: A Space Odyssey." That does look great in 4K. You are right about that. Who's your favorite sports team? Are you a sports guy? Because I am not, and I'm not going to have an answer for that.
Me being in Massachusetts, Red Sox and Patriots. I'm not a basketball guy.
I live in Kentucky, so like college basketball is huge here. So when I was a kid, I was Kentucky Wildcats, and you got the Louisville Cardinals and stuff. Like that's what's big in my state. But yeah, I'm just not a big sports guy anymore. When I was a kid, I was, but not too much anymore. Shrimper Man says, "Movies shot on film look the best on 4K." Yeah, I would say so.
Agreed.
I would definitely say so. Bethany Payne says, "Hi, Blu-ray King. I need the Tom Hanks 'He Knows You're Alone.' It's on pre-order. I need it." I got a really weird Tom Hanks movie today in the thrifting in Goodwill. One I've never seen on physical media. It's from the early 80s, and you'll have to watch my video this weekend to find out what it is. But I was like, what is this? I've never heard of it before. Very strange. And for movies says, that's a lot of commitment with no streaming, no Disney Plus, MCU, and Netflix shows I couldn't do. Yeah, how do you get by not watching shows like WandaVision or The Mandalorian or the Falcon and Winter Soldier? Don't you want to watch those?
I want to watch The Mandalorian. I'm just hoping one day something will come out, but I'm not holding my breath. It's with anybody who collects, you've never seen your full collection. I don't care how big of a collection, unless you have something like under 1,000 movies, I would say possibly. But once you hit a certain number, there's always, you're buying more than you're watching. So I look at it as, with the money that I've spent and the movies that I have, there's so many movies in my collection. I bought them because I want to watch them. That I see myself watching this before I'm going to spend more money on a streaming service and watch something that is on there. My opinion.
How many movies would you say you watch in a given week? Like, what do you have a goal every week to try to get done? I know I talked to Basement Blues. He says he watches one every single day. He makes sure he watches the movie every day.
Ever since I've had my son, it's gotten to be less. I probably watch right now probably max 4 a week, and that's one of my girlfriend watches more than I do. She watches probably almost one a day, but me, with the hours that I work and everything, is just it's hard to do it. That I literally don't have the time.
I feel you, man. I try to watch at least 5 to 6 a week. But if it's days that I'm working, I'm not watching anything unless I'm just coming home and really trying to get a movie in and struggling to get it done, which I don't like doing. I like to enjoy it. So I like to be off when I'm watching the movies.
I'm the same way. Usually all my movie watching on Friday and Saturday nights.
Yep. Let's see. M for Movie says it's equivalent to not having social media for me. I guess he's talking about the streaming. M for Movie says 10 movies. So you're telling me there's a chance. Yes, M for Movies. Actually, I've got a lot of people on my running list for this show, and you are on there, sir. You are on there. Movie Maniac says, I'd love to be on a stream at some point too. Awesome. Definitely. I will put you on the list as well, Movie Maniac. The Horror Punk says, Willy's Wonderland was indeed wild. I enjoyed it overall. I would definitely recommend watching it. Yeah, it was fun. Yeah. I mean, when you're a horror fan, you watch a lot of bad horror movies. So your tolerance for that is just a little bit higher than most people's. And yeah, it was a fun movie. The Blu-ray King says, hell yeah, I have 479 so I could come on. Yeah, I think Daniel was on here. He has like 600 or something in his collection. Hell, I mean, I've only gotten, like, compared to you and Tony, I probably got like 1,600 in my collection. So I don't have this super large collection either. Hopefully one day I'll get there. That's my dream. Let's see. Gustavo, Mid-Level Media, Joe Martinez. Thanks. I see in episode 6. Physical Media Man. Hey, so many familiar faces on here. Yes, we've got a jam-packed house in here tonight. And I will ask everybody that's in here right now, because we might have some different people. If you can, hit that like button. Also, be sure, if you're not already subscribed to my channel or Joe's channel, all the links are in the description below. Hit those links. Subscribe to both of our channels for sure. Let's see. Sydney Eubank says, Martinez, what are your favorite action suspense movies? That's a good question.
That's a tough one.
So you can pick one action movie, one suspense movie, and one combination of both.
I can't
think of that myself.
That's tough. I'm not good. I'm not good with questions like that.
My favorite action movie would be Terminator 2. I know that one. Suspense. Um, Vertigo, maybe. If we're gonna talk about Hitchcock, I don't know. That's the first one that popped in my head. I don't know if that'd be my favorite or not. What's your favorite action movie? Just one of your favorite action movies. What's one that you return to often?
One that I return to often, action-wise. I don't know. I'm a creature of bad movies, and it was when we were just talking about was first thing that came to mind. Action-wise, I would, one I've watched multiple times is the Taken films, and that's why it came to my head. Was but the town, but that's not really
Town's
action.
Great.
Yeah,
I would. That's probably the perfect choice for action and suspense. Probably both of them.
Yeah,
thriller, heist, it's a bunch of different things in one.
Yeah.
Let's see. Blu-ray King says, "Dang, all right, Scarface, add to the cart." Yeah, that's a yeah. I'll be reviewing that one. I don't want to give away my thoughts on it, but yeah. Absolute Sublime is here. What is up, man? Says, what's your favorite remake? That's a good question. Mine is Evil Dead 2013. I'll say that. It's my favorite horror remake, at least.
My favorite horror remake is Dawn of the Dead.
That's a good choice, too. That's my favorite zombie movie. My favorite Snyder movie and zombie movie. I like it. No offense to George Romero, and I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way. I just don't always love his movies. When I watch, I know they're classics and I'm supposed to. I'm not a huge fan of the zombie genre in general. And in Dawn of the Dead, I just thought those zombies were a hell of a lot scarier than anything that had been in the past before, as far as like zombie movies. That opening scene with the girl at the end of the hallway, just the way it's shot is freaking freaky as hell. I always remember that theatrical experience. Julian David is here. Hey guys, how do you make a decision about what to get on 4K if you already own the Blu-ray? Yeah, I mean, I think it has a lot to do with what you said earlier, what you kind of commented on was just how does it look visually? Does it have a lot of special effects? Could you see it like lending itself better to a 4K transfer as far as just visually? And sometimes it just comes down to, do I like the movie enough to upgrade it?
Yeah.
That also plays a factor for me.
Yeah. That's how I am with pretty much anything in my collection.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's the reason why, I don't know if you got it or not, but I didn't get Home Alone on 4K because I had the Blu-ray and it's fine. I didn't know how 4K was going to make that movie any better, but
I have the Home Alone Blu-ray, but I had to get the Home Alone 4K Steelbook.
It was a nice Steelbook. I almost got it.
I have it sealed next to it, but I'll watch the Blu-ray and keep the 4K sealed.
When that was first announced, I remember the first thing I said to myself was, you got to put the map on the back of the Steelbook. Like that's something you have to do. And they did it. But when I went out to buy that for the day when it released, it wasn't in stores. And if it was in stores, I might have got it. But the fact that it wasn't day one, a couple weeks went by. And I think I saw it again in stores, but I just too much time went by and I didn't pick it up.
Yeah.
Because I think some other stuff was on my mind that day. Definitely love the collection backgrounds. Well, thank you, Absolute Sublime. Thank you for being here tonight. Definitely has a great YouTube channel, so go check him out if you haven't already. The Blu-ray King says, okay, if you had to choose, would you rather Disney live action or direct to DVD Disney Plus movies? I'm not sure what the question is. Do you understand that? Disney live action or direct to DVD Disney Plus movies? Okay, I think maybe I know what he's talking about. Direct to DVD Disney movies or Disney live action movies?
Yeah. Would you prefer live action movies or anything from Disney Plus on DVD? I would take the Disney Plus on DVD.
So like The Mandalorian, WandaVision, all that stuff.
I would actually take that over more live actions.
Yeah, who the hell needs the live action movies?
The live action's got to stop. There's certain ones.
What's your favorite of all of those?
Mul- um,
There's been
Mulan.
good ones. Oh, Mulan
Mulan,
was
I
your
actually
favorite?
liked. Yeah, and the thing is I like what if they do a live action that's different from the original, like with the new Cruella that's coming out, with Mulan, with I'm drawing a blank now, but other ones that that they did that's different from the Maleficent films that are different from the original films. I'm fine with a live action, but when you're doing something like The Lion King or when they did Lady and the Tramp for Disney Plus and all that, to me that's you got to stop with
Lady and
that.
the Tramp was incredibly generic. I remember it was cool when it first came because that was like the first thing that came on Disney Plus. It was like that and The Mandalorian. So it was like, all right, let's go to Disney Plus. Lady and the Tramp's on there. It's just a fun watch for the kids. But there's no reason for that movie to exist. It was just the same damn movie as the cartoon, just with stupid. They look. I mean, they're real dogs, but their eyes were like CGI. It just looks so
Yeah,
strange and wonky. There's my same problem with the Lion King. It's like you don't get any of that emotion that's in the cartoon version because it just looks like you're watching real animals that just
yeah,
like move their mouth and noise comes out, but you don't get any of that emoting that you can get with like the animation. So that movie was the worst one to me out of all of them. The biggest offender was the Lion King.
I'll
Um,
agree with that.
there was nothing with that one. Aladdin I enjoyed because I liked Will Smith's performance as the genie. I thought he brought a unique take to that character. And Jungle Book I really loved too.
I was right. I was waiting for you to finish to say Jungle Book.
Yeah,
I love that one.
Jungle Book, and even the Cinderella movie. The Cinderella movie was a sweet movie. I like that one.
I still haven't watched it. I own it. I have the steelbook of it, but I still haven't opened it and watched it.
It was a good movie. Kenneth Branagh, directed it. He doesn't always hit for me, but it was a good movie. Underrated and overlooked Al Pacino movies are Sea of Love, Glengarry Glen Ross, and my favorite Pacino movie is Carlito's Way. I need to watch that one. That's on the agenda because
Carlito's
I just bought that steelbook.
Carlito's Way and Carlito's Way 2, The Rise of Power are both good.
That was a sequel that came out, 2005 or something? I remember when it came out.
I actually enjoyed that one as well.
Yeah. And for movies says the Blu-ray King. I don't watch the older Disney movies on Disney Plus. If I have to pick physical media, I'll watch that. They have like 100 of them by me. I can pick you up a copy tomorrow if it's still there. The Mortal Kombat's. Are you talking about the double pack, man? If you buy that for me, I would be forever grateful. I would send you some money for that for sure. What's stocky tuna? I think it's stinky tuna, not stocky tuna. Absolutely Sublime says, I'm still waiting to be approved from the tuna train. It's been a week. I'm intrigued by this tuna train now that you guys mentioned it. I might have to look into that. Paredes says, gotta leave now. Had a pretty exhausting day. I'll watch this on the replay. Love this. Awesome, man. I appreciate you joining us for the time that you were here. And for movie says, Stinky Tuna puts Netflix movie on Blu-ray. You buy them. The Blu-ray King MOD titles mostly from Netflix. Let's see. I'm going to try to get through these quickly because I know we got a lot here to get through. Absolutely Sublime says, a place that makes bootleg Blu-rays, including lots of Netflix titles that don't have releases. Okay, everybody's explaining Stinky Tuna in the chat. Let's see. Okay, can I sign up? Absolutely Sublime says, Hush is amazing. Can somebody get me a link for Stinky Tuna? Can't find it. Just Google it, man. You should be able to find it on Google, right? Can find anything on Google. Bill Tyrell is here. Matt Foley himself says, I've been using Amazon Primes for 5 years, and I have only one issue with them. Yeah, I mean, sometimes, man, sometimes they're fun. To be honest, I don't have tons of issues with Amazon. I even get slipcovers with them more often than not. And they're generally in good condition. So I can't say too many bad things about them, but every now and then I'll get one that's just mangled to shit. But yeah, I have mostly a positive experience with Amazon.
Yeah, with Amazon, I've had Prime for 7 years now, and the only time I've ever had an issue is recently this year, and it was with Steelbooks. But besides that, I've never had an issue, and I just returned it, and they gave me another one.
I don't know if I've ever bought a Steelbook online. I'm trying to think. I might have, because I'll buy most of those in stores.
Yeah, well, some of them I've had to buy online. Like one of the harder ones that I had a hard time finding was Sharknado collection on Steelbook.
Oh
No,
yeah.
no store had it, and I had to get it through Bull Moose and have it pre-ordered.
How many movies was that? Aren't they up to like 7 or 8 now? I've only seen the first one.
6 films.
6 films.
Yeah.
Then they started parodying like Star Wars and stuff with like the
Yeah.
Sharks Awaken or something is what I was saying.
Oh yeah.
Jared Runner says, I heard Stinky Tuna got into trouble. Yeah, I don't understand how they don't. Can you shed some light on that for me? How do they get away with that? Putting Netflix titles on Blu-ray.
From what I heard originally, and this could be just hearsay, but I've actually talked to a rep down there before because I did a review for the Song of the South when they released it, and a rep reached out to me, and they sent me a couple of movies to review. But when I talked to them, I asked them the same thing, and what they told me was when they originally started making those Netflix releases, it was for Netflix gave them the okay to make them for Netflix subscribers for places that had bad internet connections. So people that got the mail, the mail DVDs or Blu-rays through the mail, they actually offer their digital service as well, but some places don't have the greatest internet service, especially if you're in the Midwest or something like that. So they were a way to offer physical copies for people to watch. But from what I hear, it's they started selling to the masses, and that's what became the issue.
There you go. They just wanted it all, didn't they? They wanted the world.
Exactly.
They wanted the world. Bull Moose is amazing. I feel blessed to live in Maine. Maine seems like a cool state. I need to visit there one day. It's a Stephen King state.
Yep.
Absolutely Sublime says, just made my first Hamilton books purchase, hoping it'll be good. Got a few steel books. Yeah, I need to jump on there. Maybe I can make like a shopping video or something where I'm shopping for Hamilton book stuff. My first experience doing it.
Yeah, Hamilton book is good, and the first the first Monday of every month, right around 9:00, is when they put out their new titles. So note to self for yourself.
What day is it? What day did you say?
The first Monday of every month.
First Monday of every month.
They put their new titles on right around 9 p.m.
I will write that down, and that might be a good video to do on a Monday, maybe. Down to Movie is here. What is up, Down to Movie? Good to have you in the chat. Great YouTube channel himself. Says, sorry I'm so late to the stream, guys. Well, no problem, man. I appreciate you being here. 4K Corner said, Best Buy has been fine for me, but Amazon is hit or miss. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of people's experience, I think. Jared Runner, their website is down right now. I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Maybe Stinky Tuna. The Blu-ray King says, I open my movies because if not, my mom will see it and say, I waste my money. Then will she send it back if it's not wrapped up? Or is it safe once it's unwrapped? Anthony Mastradi, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name. Anthony M says, do you see Rocky 4K Steelbook box set coming out now that we have the Rambo set? I don't really think those two are correlated other than the fact that Sylvester Stallone's in both of them. So I don't think that means we're going to get a Rocky 4K set. Because first things first, they got to be released in 4K before they do a Steelbook set. Because all the Rambo movies were released in 4K back in, I think, like 2017 or 2018.
Yeah.
Is when all those came out. So they were out in the 4K. It's like 3 years before they did a Steelbook set. So you're probably looking a few years before you get something like that. Maybe sooner. Travis Neely says, what's the best trade you've ever had? I mean, I don't trade a whole bunch. I did a few months ago when I went to the game exchange place, and I traded in a bunch of my Blu-rays, and I made a video, and I got like Red Sparrow and Batman v Superman. But have you made some good trades in your past?
I don't really do trade. I don't really do trades. Usually I buy from people. I'm not big into doing trades with people. Usually if they have something, I have people all the time that message me on Instagram and saying, oh, I have this, or I have that, or I have a double of this. If I'm interested, I'll just buy it outright.
Yep.
It's just
I
easier.
agree, because like if you want it in your collection, you want to add it to your collection. You don't want to give something up to get it.
Well, like I said, I usually always have movies that I'm getting rid of. Every month I have movies I'm getting rid of, but usually it's nothing that I'll show anybody,
Yep.
if they want.
Yep. I have some movies that I might get rid of over there in a crate, but I'm saving that for a series. Mr. Dingo says, have you seen The Family with Robert De Niro? I have it on Blu-ray. I found it at Goodwill, but I still have not watched it. Have you seen that movie?
What was the movie?
The Family with Robert De Niro. I think it has Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh, the Family. I have seen it. It was okay.
Yeah,
I got it. I have it.
I remember specifically I got it from a Goodwill, and I do have it, but I just haven't watched it. Vinny Commerce said New Mutants or Wonder Woman 1984. As much as I don't like the movie, Wonder Woman 1984 is definitely better than New Mutants as a movie. So I will say that. Have you seen Wonder Woman 1984 yet?
No, I pre-ordered the 3D and I got it in the mail. I just made a video of it that hasn't dropped yet, but I haven't watched it yet. I'm going to sit down and watch it in 3D.
Yeah, you might like it. You might like it. I did not, though. Down to Movie says, favorite Ryan Gosling movie. That's another one of my favorite actors working today is Ryan Gosling. So there's so many to pick from. You got La La Land, The Nice Guys, Place Beyond the Pines, Blade Runner 2049. And I'll even throw out there, well, I won't say anymore because I don't want to take any of your picks. I've already took like 4 of them. But do you have a favorite?
Remember Titans.
You going all the way back to the beginning, or maybe the episode of Goosebumps.
I was going to say the episode. Well, no, it was not Goosebumps. Well, it was Are You Afraid of the Dark?
No, it might have been Are You Afraid of the Dark, but he was in Goosebumps too.
Okay.
He was in an episode, Say Cheese and Die Again, with the camera.
That's right. That's right.
He was in that episode, and I'll throw out there Lars and the Real Girl. I think is an underrated kind of dark comedy that is pretty good. The Blu-ray King says, did you guys like Parasite? Love Parasite. I think you said you loved it as well. Mr. Dingo says, okay, good to hear you don't need online 4K players. What 4K player do you own mid-level? So I have LG 4K player. Down to Movie Joe, where did the beard disappear to? Probably down the drain, didn't it?
Down the drain. It's always gone in the spring. It's like I always say, when the shorts come on, the beard comes off.
There you go. There you go. Tom Hanks and Forrest Gump. Easy. Let's see. OTMI says, how do you balance your hobby of collecting and the space it takes up in your house? Do you ever feel it is too much? That is a really good question. Do you ever feel like it's too much? Is there ever a point where you just walk out and you look at that massive collection behind you and you just say to yourself, it's just too much. I need less movies in my house. It's taking up too much space. You ever think that to yourself?
I think about that all the time with this collection. Like I always say, and another person that was in the chat, Absolute Sublime, there always has to be an ebb and flow every month of stuff that you watch that doesn't make the shelf or isn't that good or doesn't have rewatchability, that I'm constantly, pulling stuff out of this collection that I've watched or my girlfriend has watched, that, she'll tell me, Joe, don't even waste your time with it. It's that bad. And I'll just like, okay. And, for constantly stuff coming in. So I try to keep it just on the outer walls of this collection, but I'm at the point of, I literally have about 14 inches left on my outer walls, and that's it. And the next thing is to do aisles down the middle that I don't want to do, because then I can't film in here. I have to go back to filming in my living room. So I try to keep it.
You'll be in the kitchen filming.
Yeah, I try to keep it on the outer walls, and once it gets too full, I try to balance my buying.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the difference between somebody that has such a large collection as yours and like maybe mine that's a little bit more modest. You're kind of at critical mass. And I love how you have that, like, what doesn't make the shelf. You're like at that point now where you can't keep adding on to it. So you just keep like recycling and cycling them out. Me, it's just like, right now I'm just trying to build up so I don't get rid of a whole lot. I'm just trying to build onto what I have. And maybe one day I'll get to that point where it's like I'm cycling stuff out because I have so much.
Yeah, I'm cut since first day of collecting. I've constantly always, taken stuff out to make room for other stuff. I've never been a completist or anything like that. My collection before was all the way up to almost 13,000. I went from 13,000 to 4,000. That's how much I got rid of, and then I built it back up to this.
Yeah, I had a purge like that back in 2016 when I got rid of all my DVDs, and I decided I was going to go digital, and that went away very fast. And then the only thing I kept all my horror DVDs because I was afraid I would never find some of those titles again in the wild. So I kept all those. I got rid of everything else, and then I just slowly started building up a Blu-ray collection, and then I started collecting more DVDs. And now my DVD collection is probably bigger than it was back when I had DVDs. Blu-ray King says thought on the masterpiece Sausage Party. It's not a masterpiece. It was barely funny, maybe for like 5 minutes at the beginning. What's your thoughts on that one?
It was, again, okay. I'm not a big modern comedy guy. I'm more of a early 90s, 80s, 70s kind of comedy guy. I've always had comedy. Nowadays just doesn't have soul like it used to. It's very PC.
Well, you got to be so safe now. You got to be careful what you say. Like you can't. I don't even think you can have like real comedies anymore. To me, like the last great decade for comedies was the 2000s. I mean that's my favorite decade for comedies, just because you got that run, that Apatow run of like 40-Year-Old Virgin and Knocked Up and Superbad and Pineapple Express, and it was just like a murderer's row of just great comedies in that era. I love comedies from the 80s and 90s too, but that was like my peak for comedies in that time frame.
To me, the last comedy that ever made me laugh was Meet Parents.
Yeah, that was a great comedy. And that's 2000. So you're saying you didn't laugh at a comedy after that movie? Really?
No.
Oh, that's interesting.
I barely buy them. If it wasn't for my girlfriend, I don't even think I would buy comedy.
Yeah, it used to be my favorite genre. Well, comedy and horror, both of them. That was when I was a kid. That was all I would watch was comedies and horror, probably up until like my early 20s. That's why I'm going back now and watching all of these like dramas from the 80s and 90s and 2000s that I missed, or crime thrillers or action movies, because it's just, well, I've always loved action too. I watched a lot of action movies, but thrillers and stuff like that. It just, when I was growing up, all comedy, horror, it's all I ever watched was those two genres. Strangely enough, I'm not a big fan of horror comedies. But
I'm
not
not a fan of really horror comedies, even older ones. It's never been my thing.
Yeah, some of them are good, but most of them don't play as good to me. Kobe Dogs 31 says my first Blu-ray was Blade. That was a good first Blu-ray. PR Puerto Rico's in here, says what up PR Puerto Rico, how you doing tonight? And for movie says stop the presses, Blu-ray King spelled Forrest Gump correctly. I'm kidding, man. Did he have a problem spelling Forrest Gump before? Kobe Dog 31 says favorite horror 4K. I would say The Shining is my favorite horror 4K. Do you have a favorite horror 4K?
I would have to say it's The Shining. I just recently got it used from an Instagrammer for like $3, so I was super excited for that with the slip. Yeah,
both the slipcover and the transfer are both great. I love that slipcover. I know 4K Corner did an unboxing on his channel this morning where he unboxed that one. I was happy he finally got that one. The Blu-ray King says I have my phone in Spanish, so when I type English, it's all messed up. Okay. I thought you meant Night School with Kevin Hart. I was like, no, not Night School with Kevin Hart. It's from the 80s, I think. Rob Forzy says my first Blu-ray was my favorite movie of all time, Goodfellas, and first 4K was Brawl in Cell Block 99. I love that movie. Are you a fan of Brawl in Cell Block 99? Yeah,
I love that movie. Drag Across Concrete, I wasn't that big of a fan, but
it drove. Brawl, it didn't need to be 2.5 hours.
No,
I thought the ending was really strong.
Yeah, I think so too.
From the point what happens to Jennifer Carpenter, I think's her name, Jennifer Carpenter.
Yeah,
and what happens to her from that moment on, I think it's really strong. But there's a lot of extra stuff that didn't need to be in there. Yeah. But yeah, Brawl and Cell Block 99 is fantastic. Bone Tomahawk too. I hope that guy does something again soon as Craig Zoller.
Yeah, I'm not a big Western guy, but I love that movie.
Yeah, Bone Tomahawk is great. The Blu-ray King says, should I buy the Friday the 13th box set? I want it, but won't watch them now. Too scared. LOL, but I like some of them. You think it'll be rare? I mean, I would say buy it now.
I would say buy it. That's the one thing that I regret. And one of the things, I think it was Unwrap Them Movies. No, it wasn't Unwrap Them Movies. I forgot who it was. It was, I think the guy that you were talking to last week was saying, you know,
Alex Thomas.
How much of your collection can you actually watch when you have something like this? And I always go back to being at Best Buy with the Halloween set in my hand and going, I just watched all these. I can't see myself watching it and putting it back on shelf and not buying it. And then that thing going out of print. And it's like, you know, now you can't find it and you're going to pay big money for it. And it's like, I had it in my hand and I put it down just for the sole purpose of, I just recently watched it and I couldn't see myself rewatching it anytime soon. So now I'm with certain things. Same thing. I bought the Friday the 13th set, but it's something I'm not probably going to watch anytime soon. Only the 3D I'll watch it because I haven't seen it in 3D, you know, in actual 3D, not with the paper glasses. But everything else, it's going to be a while before I watch it.
Yeah, and one thing I'll say about it being too scary, I think Friday the 13th is probably one of the most accessible franchises if you're a non-horror fan and you're just looking to get into horror. Like, they're really fun, and they're not really that scary. At least I don't think they're that scary. They're some of the first horror movies I ever watched when I was a kid. So
I was gonna say, I was ready to say the same thing. The first horror movie I ever saw, I was 8 years old, and it was Friday the 13th Part 3.
Yeah, it was those and some of the later Freddy movies. I wouldn't say that the first Nightmare on Elm Street is definitely scary, but as you go in that franchise, I'd say from part 3 campy on, they get a little bit more accessible because all the time. Because I think probably because it was the least scary of the bunch. Let's see. Our PR Puerto Rico said, "What do you think about Premium Rush? Love the movie. Is cool, not that bad. I have not seen that one. It's got Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah. I think I have it. I think I got a Dollar Tree, but
I'm gonna say that was a Dollar Tree from a couple of years ago, and it's not a bad movie. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Yep. I need to check it out. Maria Cordillo says, "How many different releases of the same movie is too much? I can't help myself." I would put a limit at 4. I don't know. Do you have a limit?
That's our running joke in this house because. For me, the one that I have the most of is I have 7 different releases of Day After Tomorrow. That's my biggest one. And then Marie, she has 65 different releases of Bambi from all around the world on all different formats.
65 different releases.
Oh yeah, we have a video on our channel of every single release from beta, Laserdisc, VHS, you know, all the way to every steelbook they ever released, every digibook. We have stuff from Russia, Mandarin, Korean, everything under the sun.
I can't remember the last time I sat down and watched Bambi. I know I haven't watched it with my kids, so I know it's probably been at least 20 years since I watched that movie.
That's the one thing that I'm trying to do right now is before I met Marie, I've never watched a Disney animated movie except for Sleeping Beauty. When I saw that in theaters, I never saw Bambi. I never saw Aladdin, and even to this day, I still haven't watched Aladdin. And now having,
really,
you know,
gotta watch Aladdin. That's my favorite.
I've back in the day when I was younger, I watched Disney live action. You know, the old, you know, the Freaky Friday and Snowball Express and all the, you know, stuff like that. The Absent-Minded Professor. But animated, I just looked at it as it was a kid's movie. You know, like I said, I started watching horror at 8. Was watching, you know, Smokey and the Bandit and Sharky's Machine and Gator with, you know, Burt Reynolds at like 11, 12 years old. So I was like, you know, I felt like I was.
Isn't that weird when you think about like when you were a kid and how you watched all these movies? Because I remember watching like some rough movies when I was like 7 or 8, and it's like you didn't even think anything of it. And it's like I really
No.
watched this. My parents let me watch this because I just watched it in the living room. We all watched it together.
Yeah,
It's strange.
I remember watching Last American Virgin when I was, and Hard Bodies when I was like 12 years old, and seeing I Spit on Your Grave at 13.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you know, so.
Oh yeah, by 13, like all bets were off. I was watching everything at that point.
I was the same way. So now, to this day, I'm trying to catch up on animated. That was never my thing back then.
I hope that you are enjoying your journey through Disney animation so far. I mean, I've seen most of those movies, but yeah, Aladdin's definitely my favorite.
Yeah, I still haven't watched it. We from the Disney ones, I think we just watched Oliver and Company, and first time I've seen Beauty and the Beast was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, that one. I mean, that's a great one too. That's an Oscar-nominated movie. That one didn't win, right? It was just nominated. That was the same year I think Silence of the Lambs won.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Or Mr. Dingo asked, "What's the first 4K movie I should buy?" That's a good question. Alita Battle Angel.
I would say that one. I would say that. First one I ever bought was Jigsaw.
Well, there you go. That one came out in 2018, I think, didn't it?
Yeah.
Or 2017. PR Puerto Rico says, my team is Boston Red Sox since I was 16 years old. Now I am 29. I am on the list. I am honored, Ken. Yes, sir, you are. Down to Movie says, I have over 2K Blu-rays, 250 4Ks, and 450 DVDs approximately. I think I'm behind on chat. You might be, man. We are behind on the chat. I have 121 movies that I own. Awesome, man. So, yeah, appreciate everybody being here tonight. Definitely like the stream if you haven't yet. I would appreciate that. And also check out our links in the bio. Subscribe to Joe if you haven't already. Subscribe to me if you haven't already. I'm assuming that you did if you're here. But, if you somehow discovered me somewhere else, definitely subscribe to the channel. Kobe Dog 31 says RoboCop is my favorite action movie and probably my all-time favorite movie. RoboCop's a great movie and it needs a 4K, and I need to watch it again. To be honest, it's been probably about 10 years since I've seen it. But yeah, your thoughts on RoboCop? Is that one of the best movies?
I enjoy the first RoboCop. I haven't seen it in probably over a decade, but I still enjoy them. Yeah,
I remember that was the first movie I watched streaming on Netflix when I got the streaming service. I saw RoboCop and I was like, I haven't seen it since I was a kid, and I watched it then. Irish Bauer says I own over 1,500, so your collection is probably around mine. PR Puerto Rico said my best 4K movie that I got, for my opinion, is Point Break. Looks nice. Does the original have a 4K, or is he talking about the remake?
I think he's talking about the remake.
Okay.
I don't think the original one has one.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. Aladdin 2019 was okay. Jared Runner said my favorite Disney live action is Pete's Dragon. That was pretty good. Rob Forsey said, have a good night, everyone. Enjoy the show, Ken and Joe. Well, thank you for joining me, man. I appreciate it. Cadden Conley says, what Blu-ray player do you guys use? For Blu-rays, I use my PS4, my Xbox, always have. I didn't actually buy a player until like last year. I bought an LG 4K player just because my daughter now plays a lot of video games upstairs where I used to watch my 4Ks on my Xbox 360, or not 360, but freaking whatever hell it's called, the 1S, the upgraded one that had the 4K capabilities. So when I couldn't watch them anymore up there because she kind of took over the TV, I bought a 4K player to go down in my basement. That's where I watch my 4Ks now. But what do you watch yours on?
All of my players are Sony players. I pretty much only buy Sony when it comes to players. My even with my 3D one that I have, they're all Sony.
Awesome. Just Say KB says, hey, first time watching live. Nice collection, Joe. That is a nice collection, and I appreciate you being here live, man, for the first time. Kobe Dog 31 said, favorite DC animated movie. I'm not big into the DC animated stuff. Again, I'm just not big into adult animation, and I would put that in that category. So I would say Batman Year One because I watched it last year for the first time when I got the HBO Max. It was pretty good. Do you have an answer for that? Or Mask of
No.
Phantasm from like the 90s. That was a good one.
I can't really give a favor for that one. I'm still diving through them.
There you go. And do you guys think the DC animated movies are worth purchasing in 4K? I'm sure. I mean, I've never checked them out, so I don't know, to be honest with you. Physical Media Man said Monday is for Physical Media Man Monday only. I buy the Blu-ray of Wonder Woman 84 and I keep my Steelbook Wonder Woman 84 new and not to open. I still have my, I think, Target edition of Wonder Woman, the first one, and it's not open. I used to do that with the Marvel movies.
I do that with movies that I really, really like. I have the Blu-ray or the 4K, and then I have the Steelbook. I think only Gremlins is the one I have, like the triple feature that has Gremlins, Gremlins 2, and Goonies on Blu-ray, and then I have the 4K with the slip still sealed, and I have the Steelbook next to it, and 4K still sealed.
There you go.
Yeah.
Kobe Doc 31 said, do you think the first Rocky will be released on 4K Blu-ray? It's already 4K on iTunes. Yeah, we talked about that a little earlier. So just go back in the show and you'll see our thoughts on that. Maybe Kino Lorber will release Rocky in 4K. They've been releasing a lot of MGM titles in 4K. Yeah, maybe. Man, I gotta disagree. New Mutants is better than Wonder Woman 1984. Well, they're both not great. So, but New Mutants was an abomination. Like that
was horrible.
I just would never want to watch that movie again.
New Mutants, only the last 22 minutes was good. That was about it.
I just had some story problems with Wonder Woman, and I didn't think the performances were that good, but it's still a watchable movie. New Mutants is just something I'd never want to watch again. I'm curious about Wonder Woman 1984 3D Blu-ray, though. Victor Torres says, could either of you guys do a video on a collection addiction? I know a lot of people have it. I don't know. I've been wanting to get into more like topic-oriented videos. I just haven't really done it yet. I'm still kind of early on in my YouTube career. I'm still just trying to do the Blu-ray hunting and reviews and that kind of stuff, which is kind of like the base level stuff.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll get into more topic-oriented videos later on. But yeah, sure. Someday. I went digital for 2 years, but I am back to physical media. Luckily, I didn't get rid of my collection, just stopped buying. Goal is by the end of the year is going to be down to 2 streaming services. Yeah, I've thought about canceling Netflix. I feel like that's the first one I might get rid of. It's the most expensive, and there's so much crap on it. It's just rarely do you get anything new. They have tons of original content, but it's just like all shit. Like I've just been so disappointed with like most of their new movies lately. Every now and then they'll get one that hits, but it's a bunch of duds to me. Cal L. Daly says, hey guys, what's up, Joe, my man? What is up, man? How are you doing?
How are we doing?
Love the name. Jay Laura said, hey guys, just watch Pan's Labyrinth on Criterion. Do you have an option between that and the 4K? I haven't seen either, but I do own the 4K. Have you seen either one of those?
I've seen the Criterion of Pan's Labyrinth. I've never seen the 4K of it, but usually I'll go with the Criterion over a 4K.
Yeah, it's got more special features, right? Or it should, at least, you would think.
Yeah.
I like that cover on it. I see it in Barnes and Nobles. I can't wait for July. I'm gonna make my wish list pretty soon.
They should. Usually I know last year they had a sale. I think it's the week before the Vinegar Syndrome sale in May. Usually they do May, July, and in the fall.
Oh, do they do it? I know every now and then they'll do like flash sales from Criterion that last like 24 hours, and I usually miss out on those. But yeah, the Barnes and Noble ones are my favorite. Friday 3 in 3D looks so good. I love it. Cal O'Daly says, what's your favorite Child's Play and Nightmare on Elm Street movie? Child's Play 2 and the first Nightmare on Elm Street. What's your favorite?
Child's Play 1 and the first Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm not the biggest Nightmare on Elm Street fan. I never cared for the other ones except for the first one.
Yeah, I can see that. They're kind of goofy after the first one.
A
lot of them. Well, you don't like Dream Warriors? Dream Warriors is a really good movie.
Dream Warriors, a lot of people, I think a lot of people enjoy that one the most out of all of them, but To me, it
I will
was
say, I think people put that movie up on a pedestal a little bit too high. When people say
yeah.
it's better than the first one, I don't agree with that. Um, there is some really campy aspects to that movie that don't really work all that well, but it's also a really cool concept.
I think that one just got more publicized just because of when that movie came out. You know, hair metal being so big and Dawkins doing the
Yeah,
song. I think that really pushed that one to a more mainstream and more wider audience.
yeah, I agree. Maria Cordeo says, before I met Joe, I think I saw like 5 horror movies. So you introduced her to horror and she introduced you to Disney animation.
Yeah.
It sounds like my wife because she didn't watch horror before me either. And I still have to struggle to get her into watching horror every now and then. Cal L. Daly says Aladdin, Lion King, and Beauty and the Beast are all must watch all ages. Definitely agree with that. A huge Disney fan, I wrote my history master capstone on how Walt Disney films affect our culture. That's awesome.
Wow.
That is definitely awesome. Kobe Dog 31 said, my PS3 still serves as my 3D Blu-ray player. It is hooked up to my projector. I still watch Blu-rays on my PS3. That's what's in this room with me right now. Eugene Raw says, your favorite VHS tape or tapes, plural. Do you have any that stick out to you in your head?
Oh, let me think. VHS. The one that my favorite that I have is some of my Godzilla VHS that I have, and I have a big box clamshell for Omega Man with that I really enjoyed. So I think those are the two that really stick out to me that I really enjoy. And then Marie's Bambi's.
Yeah, going back to my to Dream Warriors, that's a great VHS cover.
Yeah.
On that one. Kobe Doc 31 says, I have also thought about canceling Netflix. I like Shudder the most. Disney Plus has some new good horror stuff with that Stars add-on. Really? I don't know if I've dove into the add-ons with Disney Plus. Yeah, I didn't know that they had horror stuff on there, but I won't get rid of Disney Plus as long as they keep pumping out like that new Marvel content or Star Wars, Mandalorian, and all that. It's a cool streaming service to have, and it's not too expensive. Same with Hulu and Amazon Prime. You get when you have Amazon Prime. So Netflix is the only one that's like it's too expensive, and there's just nothing on it that I like. So that's the one that's got to go first. And I like HBO. HBO Max is useful because they're releasing all the movies that are in theaters and on HBO Max day of. So as long as I watch one movie off of there that comes out a month, I'm getting my money's worth. PR Puerto Rico said, good night. Nice to see you guys. See you soon. I'll work tomorrow. God bless. Yeah, we're going to be wrapping up the show here pretty soon, guys. So if you guys have any other questions, just leave them in the chat. We will get to them. But I'll get through these last ones, and then I might have a couple for you, Joe, and then we'll wrap up the stream for tonight. But yeah, still got 32 people in here watching. Like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to me and Joe. Kobe Doc 31 says, have you guys seen Captain America Winter Soldier in 4K? It looks so good digitally. Smooth that everything looks fake. It's one of my least favorite 4Ks, but I'm curious to hear your thoughts. I haven't got that one in 4K yet. I watched the first Avenger in 4K, and I thought that was great. But I haven't seen Winter Soldier in 4K.
I've only seen it in 3D. I have the 3D Steelbook and the 3D regular one. I don't have that one on 4K.
Yeah, I do love that movie, though. It's like my favorite Marvel movie. Kobe Doc 31 said, favorite Friday the 13th movie? Mine would be Part 2.
I'm going to be different. The one that I've always liked, and the first one I saw in theaters was Part 7. For pretty much Jason versus Carrie.
I've always liked it too.
Yeah.
That was I think when I did a ranking a couple of years ago, that might have been on the top 5.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed that one.
Yeah, I have too. I do like that one. Kobe Doc 31 said, thoughts on The Exorcist 3? I haven't seen it. Have you seen The Exorcist 3?
It's been so long, I don't really remember it.
A lot of
So
people
I
say
really,
that Exorcist 2 sucks and Exorcist
yeah,
3 is really underrated. I've heard that a lot recently, but I haven't seen either. I did have Exorcist 2 on my Blu-ray hunting thumbnail today, though.
yeah. I
But I
have
haven't
them
seen it.
both. I have them both. I've seen them both. Well, I have all three of them, but 2 and 3 I haven't seen in so long. I don't really remember them well enough. I know part 2 isn't that good.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Irish Bauer says, I miss VHS tapes because I used to cut the bottom of the plastic off so I can watch the tape, but the plastic is still protecting the case. Yeah, I never did that. But definitely you still see that when you go into Goodwill. You see those people that did that. You see the Blu-ray tapes in there, or the VHS tapes. Kobe Doc 31, love Robo, but Terminator is my favorite. I agree with that. Or at least Terminator 2 is better than Robocop. I don't know if I'd put the first Terminator over Robocop. Movie Hunter 2020 said, do you remember your first Steelbook? Mine was Wonder Woman from 2017. That's when I started collecting Steelbooks.
My first one was Some Like It Hot. That was a UK release. That was my first steelbook.
Was it a DVD or Blu-ray?
DVD. I can actually
DVD.
pull it and show it to you real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just because it's super close.
Yeah. I've been nice to you tonight. I haven't made you get and pull stuff off the shelf like I did I think Tony. I think he was getting up every 5 minutes. That's a nice steelbook. I still need to see that movie. Isn't that the one that Tom Hanks directed? Did he direct that one?
No, I don't think so.
Hold on. Am I thinking of something else? This is okay, never mind. That's the isn't that Billy Wilder?
This is Marilyn Monroe and Tony Curtis. This is
that didn't Billy Wilder direct it?
Yes. If
Okay,
I'm correct.
I'm thinking of something else. I think I'm thinking of That Thing You Do.
Yeah, That Thing You Do is Tom Hanks. That was his first one that he did.
Yep, my streams are all crossed. Let's see. Terminator is great. Do you prefer the first or the second one? Definitely the second one.
Second one.
That's a classic. My favorite action movie. It's my top 10 of all time. Favorite Shout Factory release? Candyman, probably. That has to be up there. Plus, it has special place in my heart now because I actually won a battle or a round in the movie collection battle with it. So I like it even more. Which one's your favorite of the Shout Factories?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, and then Prison would be right after. Good
choices. I haven't seen. I've seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, but I haven't seen the Scream Factory of it. Jessica Harris here tonight. Welcome. She says, Nightmare Before Christmas was my first steelbook. Is that the one that came out in, I think, 2018? That was the one that sold out like super fast.
Yeah.
I didn't even get a chance to see that in stores. Or maybe I did. Maybe it was the Hocus Pocus one. I remember those both came out like the same week or something.
They came out the same day. They came out actually on a Sunday.
Yeah, I remember that. And I was working that day. And I'm like, what are you guys doing?
Me and a bunch of other YouTubers were all on speakerphone, and we were all at different Best Buys in all parts of the U.S. trying to get both steelbooks. And I had them get them out of the back, bring them to the front. I had 5 Hocus Pocus ones and 5 Nightmare on Elm Streets, and I'm on the phone. Did you guys find them yet? So we can all grab copies for each other and just ship them to each other. But I have them. Awesome. I have them both.
That's a really
cool
story.
Both of them. Yeah,
that is a cool story. Maria Cordillo says, Movie Hunter, mine was Bambi. Speaking of steelbooks, those are what we ordered in the mail this week. Studio Ghibli was spoiler from like an hour ago. Let's see. Chris is here. What's up, guys? I got a question. When The Walking Dead ends at season 11, do you think we'll see a big box of the complete series like on 4K or Blu-ray? I think you'll definitely see it on Blu-ray. I don't know about 4K. Have they released The Walking Dead on 4K at all?
No, just Blu-ray.
Yeah, that's the difference between that and Game of Thrones. With Game of Thrones, they were releasing it on 4K starting with like season 6 or 7, weren't they?
Yeah, towards the end.
I feel like they were. Anyway. Maybe they weren't. But I know they did 8 in 4K. But I feel like they did 6 and 7 too, whenever the format came out. So I don't know if you'll see it in 4K, but you'll definitely see it in Blu-ray, I think. Jay Anderson said, favorite Carpenter film. Halloween.
The Thing.
That's my second favorite. So
I'm big into snowy setting films.
Yeah, I mean it's probably the best snowy setting film of all time. That and Fargo. Both of those two. Let's see. Movie Hunter 2020 says Steelbooks, Rural Marquise. I don't know what he's saying. Is he saying the title right there? RULE. Kobe Dog 31 says Texas Chainsaw 2 is out of print now. I didn't grab it, sadly. Yeah, it is.
Yep.
I do remember that. So I'll have to stick with my DVD copy for now. Jay Anderson said Assault on Precinct 13, amazingly underrated. I haven't seen John Carpenter's Assault on Precinct 13. I have only seen the remake with Ethan Hawke, I think it was. Wasn't it Lawrence Fishburne?
Yeah.
Kobe Dog 31 said, did either of you pick up either of the Punisher movies in 4K? I don't think those sold well, sadly, but they were both nice releases. The Punisher had an amazing transfer, and Warzone had great atmos. No, I haven't seen either one of those. To be honest,
I only have them on Blu-ray. I have all 3 Punisher films, even the first one with Dolph Lundgren. That's on. I only have that one on DVD. I never upgraded them to 4K.
Cool. Yeah, I didn't. I don't even think I've seen the Warzone movie. I've only seen the one with Thomas Jane in it.
Yeah.
Cal L. Daly said, I definitely think the third movie is quite better than Nightmare 3. But Child's Play 1 is the best. Yeah, I love Child's Play 1 too. Mm-hmm. I just like 2 because of the maze at the end, and I just think that he gets to be Chucky more in that movie than the first one. But I think the first one's is definitely great too. He says, thank you, Ken, for the props and the comment on my name. Liking the content. Keep it up. Well, I appreciate you being here tonight, man. Let me ask you some questions that I got for you, and then we'll go ahead and end it. Okay. Okay. What percentage of the movies you buy do you actually watch? I remember last week when I was talking to Alex, I said I was going to ask you this question.
I remember you said you were going to ask. Yeah. Everything in my collection, if you're talking the actual physical release that I have, probably I would say 40% of my collection I've seen. But if you say, like recently I just bought a bunch of Kinos. I've seen all those movies, but not that physical release.
Yeah,
then it would be probably 70% of my collection I've seen.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies I buy that I had no intention of watching in the foreseeable future, but I just want it in my collection because I've seen it and I love it.
Yeah.
So I definitely get that. Yeah, I would say, and I have a much smaller collection than yours, I would still probably say it's 40 to 50%, to be honest. It might be more, but I don't know. If it's of the ones I've actually seen, maybe it's 50 or 60, but actually watch the physical copies, probably 40 to 50. I think I already asked you that one earlier. So this is, what's your top 3 boutique labels? And I usually ask what's your favorite boutique label, but you collect so much and so many different labels. I wanted to ask you what your top 3 would be.
My number 1 is Arrow Video. I love Arrow Video, even though they're pretty much considered the most expensive boutique label out there. I love more than Arrow. Criteria? When it comes to the price point, to me, Arrow is more expensive than Criterion's. After that, it would have to be Kino Lorber. The Kino Lorber, with the wide range of movies that they release, they just have a lot of. I always
call them every single Monday on my physical media report. They're the saving grace of the report when nothing else comes out. Like they're the most consistent as far as like releasing stuff, boutique label out there.
Yeah, and with everything that's coming out, it's so many movies from when I was a kid that I've seen that it's like it's like every release that they put out, I want it in my collection. Yeah. And then right after that, it would be Vinegar Syndrome.
Because Vinegar Syndrome, I haven't got into too much.
I love that. I like a lot of low budget older films that are not really well known. There's a lot of stuff that they released that I really like.
Yeah, definitely one I want to dive deeper into.
Their sale will be at the end of May.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, I'm still into the what I would call the beginner's guide to boutique collecting is Arrow and Criterion and Scream Factory. Those would be like the top three, I would say. And then you go a little deeper into like Vinegar Syndrome and Severin and Kino Lorber and all that. Let's see. My last one that I'm going to ask you, and we'll end on this one. Well, I might end with a couple more in the chat if we got them. Where do you see the state of physical media in 5 years? Is it here to stay, or do you see it dwindling down? We go into the Best Buys every week, and it's obvious that they're not making physical media a priority in stores. But where do you see it in 5 years from your perspective?
From my perspective, I think it's going to be, it's pretty much going to be the same way that music went. I think in the later days, it's going to go more towards collectors. How we saw the resurgence of vinyl coming back, that it's out there, and it's going to be more for collectors. That you're going to see the bigger budget movies out there, but they're not going to be in stores. You're going to have to actually, buy them online. Some stores will have them, but very small, areas for it. And then a lot of everything else is going to be online. And I think a lot of it's going to go pretty much similar to Warner Archives or kind of like a Twilight Time, that you're going to see more limited number releases or they're only going to press so many. And then after that, everything else will be MOD, and they'll make it as they sell it, because you're not going to see a lot of stores, like a Walmart or a big box store, when new releases come out and they have to send 30 copies to over 1,600 stores, and then half of that gets returned because people aren't buying it anymore. It's not cost effective. So you're going to see it more go into that realm, I think.
Yeah. And, you can only fit so many Blu-rays in the Walmart bins.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Those things are impossible to look through.
I think that there's still always going to be a place for it, but I think it's going to move more towards online. And I think it'll come back, though, and have a strong resurgence once. I think in 10 years, there's going to be like 85 streaming services, because literally every single studio and channel and whatever is going to try to get into it. And people are just going to get tired of it and be like, I cannot afford all this. And they're going to come running back to physical media. That's what I think, at least.
Yeah, it's even right now, it's getting to the point of it's getting close to what cable used to be, and why I cut the cord, because with so many streaming services, because everybody wants their own piece of the pie. It's going to be outrageous. Exactly. So let's get in some of these last comments, and then we will wrap it up for the night. Eugene Rawl says, your favorite horror VHS tape. Mine was Dream Warriors. Do you have a favorite off the top of your head? Off the top of my head would have to be Trick or Treat from back in the day. I think it was 83.
That's funny that you say that, because the first one that pops in my head is 2007, but I do know that there's one from the 80s too. The anthology movie. Charles Rollins says, is there a movie in your collection that you have never watched and you need to watch? Tons of them.
Yeah.
Tons of them. One of them was Scarface, and I'm happy I finally got to watch that one this week. But yeah, there's so many that let's see. I still need to watch Alice, Sweet Alice, The Arrow.
That's a fantastic movie.
I bought that one like day one, and I was gonna watch it, and I never did.
I love that movie. It's one of Brooke Shields' first movies.
Yep. I think I've seen that. Warzone is so over the top and gory. It's dumb, but it's a lot of fun. I recommend. I need to check it out. Go get the one movie release you would save from a fire if you like. Hold on. Of course, I would save my Waterworld box set from the fire for sure. But I was going to grab American Werewolf Arrow set because I love that set too. That was an incredible set. I do love that the big thick box sets that Arrow does. They do such a great job with
Yeah,
their packaging.
they do great box sets.
Yeah, guys. I was planning to get all the Walking Dead seasons on Blu-ray individually, but I was thinking to wait till the series ends to get that big box set. Hopefully they release it on 4K. Maybe.
They haven't even released season 10 yet, and that should have came out last year in the fall.
Yep. Kim Pope says, do you at least open all of your collection as you get them? I've been burned before by waiting until it's too late to do anything about a bad disc. No, I don't. I'd like to say that I do. I open everything that I buy used when I'm looking at it, but I don't. I trust that if it's brand new, that the disc is going to be able to play. Is that naive of me to think? I don't know. Kobe Dog 31 says Silent Madness is a Vinegar Syndrome must have. Great 3D, and Beastmaster in 4K is also very nice. Yeah, you need to check those out. Have you checked out Beastmaster in 4K? I know that was a big one that came out last year.
No, I haven't. But I have Silent Madness from Vinegar Syndrome. Beastmaster in 4K. I'm going to wait till this sale. Right now, I'm keeping an eye on it because there's only like 6. And one thing that's great about Vinegar Syndrome is they put how many copies they have left before it goes out of print. Right now, it's cool. It's right around 680 releases left. So if it gets too close to the sale and it doesn't make it, I'll pull the trigger and buy it at full price. But I will get it.
Awesome. Chris said, do you guys think 4K will get a boost in sales with the new consoles capable of playing them? Maybe. I don't know.
I say no.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a stretch because I don't even think most people buy the new consoles because they want to play the games. They're not thinking about movies.
I think that's what boosted Blu-ray, but I don't think it's going to do the same for 4K because back then there was no streaming.
Yeah, it's a completely different situation now. Because everything was mostly physical back when the 360 and the PS3 came out.
Yep.
I don't even think you could download. You could download like the arcade games, like from the 80s on your Xbox and PS3, but not like games that you can download now.
No.
Film Fan 108 is here. What is up, Seth? How are you doing tonight? He says, hey, Ken and Martinez Show. How's it going, fellas? Late for the stream, but was filming and editing the video for tomorrow, so I figured why not catch up with you physical media hounds while I still could. Well, I appreciate you joining. Hope you are having some good luck in filming your video, and I can't wait to watch it when you release it. But yeah, definitely go check him out on his channel. Definitely one of the OGs of Blu-ray hunting, I would say. Kobe Dog 31 says, do you see a Sin City 4K release on the horizon? I haven't heard anything, but I wouldn't be surprised. That seems like it'd be a good title to release in 4K. Terminator 2 is the best, but 1 is very close. Seems to be keeping better with age. Love that horror feel. Both movies are in my top 5 of all time. Yeah, definitely a horror feel, that first one. And the second one is more like action sci-fi. I agree. Phil's Creepy Videos is here. Hey there, horror fans. It's your buddy Phil here. What is up, Phil? How are you doing tonight? Kubrick Lover 72 is in the house. He says, hey, Mid-Level Media. What is up, Kubrick Lover? How are you doing tonight, man? With that, I think we are done, Joe. I think that's a wrap for the night. Talking physical media movies. It was awesome having you on the stream tonight with me on the world's biggest collectors, episode 5. I'm going to go ahead and pull myself out. You can plug yourself. You can plug your channel, your Instagram. Tell us what kind of awesome videos you got coming up. And yeah, all that good stuff. The floor is yours.
My name is Joe Martinez. My channel is MartinezJoe74 on YouTube as well as on Instagram. I do YouTube videos with my girlfriend. We do unboxing videos, pickup videos, thrifting, what doesn't make the shelf reviews every month. Also, like I said, I have an Instagram channel if you want to check it out, where I post everything that I watch, everything that I pick up at the end of the month that I show in videos. I have a bunch of videos always coming out. I always drop videos on Saturdays at 7 a.m. Sometimes I do bonus videos on Tuesdays at 7 a.m. In the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be going down to Pennsylvania. I'm going to be hunting with a bunch of other YouTubers, down to Movie Absolute Sublime, Movie Chatter, a ton of people, and I'm going to be vlogging my whole experience and everything that we're having going to be going on. So all that's going to be coming up, as well as I'm going to be in a new documentary that's coming out July 6th of this year. Pre-order is up on Grindhouse Video, and it's called Movie Hoarders from VHS and to DVD and beyond, that I'm going to be in as well with a bunch of other YouTubers. So, check it out, pre-order that,
Definitely awesome stuff, man. That's awesome that you were in a documentary. I'm definitely going to pre-order that and check that one out for sure. But yeah, guys, all the links for Joe's channel and his Instagram are in the description below. So definitely check him out and subscribe to him if you haven't already. As for me, I've got a review of Scarface in 4K coming this week on the channel. I've got a new series that I'm starting this week called the Dollar Tree Movie Diaries. That's going to be debuting this week, so definitely check that out and see what that's all about. And Saturday, I'll be doing another thrifting vlog. I went to some Goodwills and stuff today, got some footage, so I'll be releasing that on Saturday. But yeah, it was great having you on, Joe. Good meeting you tonight.
I had a great time.
Yep, I appreciate you coming on with me, being my guest. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate having everybody in the chat tonight. Definitely an awesome show, packed house, tons of people joining us tonight, so I appreciate it. And yeah, with that, guys, we are done.